What is up, everybody? I dig the intro.
How's that for a fancy intro?
Right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Destroyer did that up for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it came out nice. And then I added a few things to his as well.
Nice.
It's when you give me control of the stream, I do some things like headphones warning. Where is warning? Here you go. You got to give it.
Your Volvo?
That's the Volvo for the build. So
nice.
So a little catch up for everyone, and then for when this guy gets. Thanks, Cletus. That's what I was thinking. A little expert left over from the news segments. So when Jokers gets back in here, he'll find all kinds of little things I left for him. All right, let's get over to the
chat. This coming up here pretty soon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting close. 4 months away. So we got Bubba saying, "What's up?"
Bubba, F250. There you go.
And how's it going? Yeah. Everyone's saying hi.
Yeah.
Where is Grady? Grady is not feeling well. He has become sick. So we are holding it down for him. Cletus is going to be getting in here shortly. We got Bryce in the house. I'll let him give a little rundown to you guys who don't know what's up with that. We got a special guest that is coming on. Was not on the docket, but we're adding people left and right. Bring him on in. There he goes, the man, the legend.
Dudes with wrenches.
Yeah. Cletus will be getting in here shortly. We know we got him on the docket. And then go from there.
Am I missing the host of this thing? Like what's
So Grady is sick, so we're doing
standing in.
Yeah, we're doing this for him on his channel. So he's this is the way to do it, really. Get everyone come over, do the live on your channel. You don't have to do anything. Just sit back, watch, relax, do your thing.
He said dudes gave him the Rona. I don't know.
Oh,
you guys effect on things.
All right, well, let's start at the top there, Bryce, because everyone knows me. I've been on the show quite a few times, so we'll go with you. You can tell us a little bit about you, your channel, what you got going on, and go from there.
Yeah. Well, Bryce DeCastro, Project Frankenstein. I've got a 74 Ford F250. Literally touched probably every bolt on the truck and just basically restoring it from the ground up. Almost finished mechanically with it. Might get another similar one. I like long walks on the beach and a cold beer on a Friday, and that's about it.
Nice. Not many beaches where you're at though, unless you go to I guess the lake.
A little scarce on the beaches in Arizona. Well,
yeah.
Actually, we have the beach, just not the water.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I guess.
It used to be beachfront property at one time.
Right.
Maybe again one day. Sooner or later. All right. Well, then I guess we'll go to the next guy because I don't think you've been on this show before, have you, dudes?
I think I was on the very first one.
Well, we'll bring you up and you can tell us what's going on. In case anyone forgot.
This guy?
Yeah, you.
Well,
who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
I exist in a parallel universe where no, that's not the story. Okay. Superman, Kryptonite, I don't know. Anyway, I work on vehicles, cars, Volvos.
Oh.
No, what we do is we just kind of work on whatever gets in front of us and hopefully accomplish completing something at some point. And Ford Fairlanes, Galaxies, Camaros, Chevelles, trucks, anything with wheels, we work on it. That's about it. Wasn't ready for questions.
Listen, I'm winging this thing. It's kind of how I do everything. Boys, we doing it live, quite literally. I got home, had enough time to throw some chicken tenders and tater tots in the deep air fryer. Hit that up, scarf it down, Bryce hopped in, and then we went live.
I literally walked in the door, got a message, got on here, and here I am.
I know. So no one has showed up in here yet. I get a message from Junkers saying, "Hey, Cletus is going to be a little late," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not going on someone else's live by myself." And trying to hold this down. So I hit the SOS button, was like, dudes, drop what you're doing and get in here. And then Bryce hopped in and I was like, all right, at least I'm not alone. Okay, we can make this work.
That's funny.
All right, so we've got, y'all can start doing lives on my channel. Listen, at this point, there's like, everyone keeps giving me access to their stuff. I mean, you all trust me way too much. It's really, it's uncanny. You shouldn't. You're not lying. That dude blows coal like a freaking 12-valve diesel.
Oh, I was like, I don't vape.
No. Yeah, I know. I thought that for a second too. Yeah.
Like here's
the guy.
Ah, there you go.
Gonna read it?
No, it's your job. That's what you're here for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for coming on. Got to give it up for WTF for stepping up. Yes, I've got the COVID. Feeling like shit. Please, everyone, enjoy the live tonight. We will be back next week, and thanks again. Junkers.
That is literally, that's why you're here. Almost home. All right. And then we're getting well wishes for everybody.
Yeah. I was going to get weird if it didn't have an E on it.
That's a fancy mic setup you got there, dudes.
Oh, he's got all of the fancy going on there, actually.
Yeah, throw that up there. I sent you a picture recently.
Yeah, it's gonna take a sec. No. I was gonna say, you can do that, but we're not on my live, so it's different.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta
go
way back.
You're the side chick on this one.
I am.
The side chick on the other one.
Yeah.
I can put my hands on things over there, but not over here.
All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a good one here. And now, share screen. So many buttons.
Yeah.
So many things, so many places.
All right. So this is dude's setup here with the camera and the over the shoulder here and all of the boomness.
That's pretty cool.
Lights and
camera. Oh yeah, he's got all of his lights that give it the ambiance.
Nice.
And I got my reverse lighting that I can toggle.
Hey, I recognize that background on the left too with the stop sign.
Oh yeah, that's the news corner.
Somebody's missing a fender somewhere.
The truck's not worried about it. Trust me.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures of that truck. It's not missing anything.
It was lawn art in about 1994. So,
okay.
Everyone's coming in and saying, "Hope you feel better, Grady." Hell yeah.
Yep, feel better, Junker.
Be doing just fine. I've been talking to him all week here and there. I kind of had a feeling when he's like, "Hey man, I'm not feeling great, but can you come on again?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course, brother. Why not?" I had the feeling then. I was like, I got a feeling he's going to ask me to run this bad boy.
It's kind of a genius idea. Just set it up, tell a bunch of people to come on, and then don't show up yourself. It's like,
well, as long as you have somebody else who can run because I got to be able to bring people in. There has to be somebody at the controls, otherwise no one gets in. But once everybody's in, you could totally just dip and be like, "All right, boys, have fun. Keep talking." What's up, Turlo?
Turlo.
A dented fender. It's not just dented. It also has very old Bondo, rust, and moss. There's literal moss on there.
Little mossy oak?
On the fender?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
I had to cut a tree out of it to get it off, so.
Nothing wrong with that.
It was an organic truck, man.
Oh, it was definitely becoming part of Mother Nature.
It was going back.
It's going back to the earth.
So I had got in some Black Friday toys that I just cannot wait to play with. GoPro. I'm building a GoPro deal here, so got a little vlogging rig I'm making here. So it's got a 60-pound pull magnet on the bottom. Battery, yeah, right. And then it's got
battery.
And then I got the little ball unit here, my Uniball. And then Gonna put the rest of it together, and it should be a good little GoPro rig, man. So my normal rig is my normal rig for vlogging type stuff is my M50 on my freaking tripod deal, but it's a little big for where I'm going, for going traveling. So I'm kind of making a mini one,
a miniature rig.
Yeah, little rig. So we got Bubba in the house saying hi. Turlo going back and forth. Tim Windsor, brother, what is up? Tim is in everyone's live, man. I really appreciate him coming in, checks out. He comments on all the videos and everything. Great dude.
Yeah, Tim's cool.
Indeed.
Turlo, Jason. So we got all the Turlo clan in the house here. Nick, how's it going? Another one. Nick's another minty fellow right there, as old CP would say.
What's up, Nick?
See, I just hope that all this ambiance is translating to actual quality video, because when I open the other browser, it looks like trash. So
it looks good on my screen from what I can tell.
It does on the StreamYard screen, but I can't tell what it looks like in the rest of the YouTube world.
It looks, I guess, big, to be honest.
I guess it's going to depend on the playback. On I guess. I'm not really sure how all this stuff works. Yo, Destroyer in the house. See, I keep forgetting that I have to hit all of the buttons here, and Dudes doesn't do this when I'm in charge. I've gotten really spoiled with Dudes being able to do things when we're doing these things.
Yeah.
Nope. Can't pull it off.
Destroyer,
John, Show Car Builder, what is up, brother?
Dang,
everyone popping in. Hell yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, if you are new into the stream, we're up to 9 people now. Our host is a little under the weather today, so we are holding it down without him. We're kind of just filling a little bit of time until old Cletus gets here. He was supposed to be on the show, but is running a little late tonight. And so we've been doing a bit of talking about camera gear and rigs. Bryce, you're just shooting on a phone, right? That's your main thing?
Yeah, I've got a tripod that's seen better days. You know, I've literally got it like zip tied together.
Shoot, that's some of the better equipment right there.
It works though, so why not? As long as I can prop it up enough, then it's fine. But that's half the challenge, man, when you're recording and getting the right angle and everything, Well, you guys know.
She goes.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been doing so I don't know if you've seen Midnight Road Garage. He's got that shop drink challenge going. Mm-hmm. And so last night I filmed a little video for that, a short, and realized that I filmed it in the wrong format and then had to reformat it, and it looks a little funny. But yeah, listen, I'm not a short guy. I don't do shorts.
You're definitely not a short guy. You do wear shorts quite a bit.
I rock shorts and flops, I'll tell you what.
Shorts and flops.
Tell you what.
Floppy shorts.
Nick saying, hi, everyone. Withdrawals? I'm assuming that's from Grady because they hang out a lot. I know that's one of his buddies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Terry, what is up?
Terry's speech.
Sold? Oh, wow. Sold it. She gone.
Dang.
$30 phone, man. I'm telling you what, there are guys that get great results with phones and what they're doing. I just as far as pulling it down, I don't know. So I hate download day when I'm like, I have to download all the cameras.
Why?
Because it's a pain in the ass. It takes time, and
this tethers right to my network and it just does it itself.
All the GoPros don't do that.
Well, there's your problem.
When set to auto. Oh, that's no good.
Huh. That's annoying.
Yeah, Ann said, Grady withdrawals. Got that right. Part of me is short. Damn, Terry. Like a finger, or what do you got? Like a leg shorter than the other there, brother?
Got to work with what God gives you.
Yeah, well, so you say your phone, but now you got that M50 now, dude. So
yeah, I'm gonna use the M50 for the intro, outro, up close vlogging stuff, because the camera phone does not do justice to autofocusing and lighting properly. It works great in an outdoor heavy light thing, but low light area is total trash. So the M50's also not great at low light, but I like it more than
I
the phone.
found that out as well because so where I sat up to do my drink challenge thing last night, I ended up on the bar here essentially, but going this way. And the light, oh shoot, Cletus is in there in the bottom, waving his damn hand at me. Listen, I'm telling a story.
What's up, Cletus?
Cletus got some sweet cars back there.
Hey, y'all like my cars back here?
Yeah, man, sweet garage.
I don't know if Junkers has seen this yet.
Hold on.
Thanks, Cletus. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I seen it earlier. I've been watching. Hold on, my garage screen is moving.
That's one clean garage, man.
Yeah, mine never, ever looks that good.
The proportions look weird on the wall, but we get it.
Yeah, it looks like model cars in your garage, but I'm not going to judge.
Probably is. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah,
I'm not going to judge too hard, I guess. So how's your night going? Where have you been up and out tonight?
Oh, just doing some stuff.
Stuff and things?
Basic old stuff. Just wasn't here yet, so.
Nice.
I have my
right, Tim,
big giant Christmas gift is coming soon. The UPS guy informed me when I walked in that he didn't have it on his truck and was going to go back and get it. So he said it was heavy, and it didn't make it on the truck this morning. And then he called the dock supervisor and was like, "Is it still underneath the dock plate where the trucks pull up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's where I want my thing. Come on."
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, I was not happy. I think he would have just dropped my other stuff off and left if I wouldn't have been standing there. And now he's like,
"Yeah,
I guess I'll go get it."
Yeah, I'm sorry, you have to go do your job. Yeah, I'm such an asshole right now.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for him to show up, and then I'm gonna throw out and grab like a really heavy box.
He's gonna show up. And,
Wasted. I need a picture from you for the calendar, bro.
Oh man, yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
Was I doing that still?
Am I still doing that? Yeah.
What month were you, dudes?
I didn't say a month. I just said whatever nobody wanted. I might be out already.
Yeah, how's that looking? How's that going with as far as
I've still got to get pictures from 113 Big Block. I gotta put my Bubba. I know he's working on his. Nick Hildebrow, I can't say his name right. Half Fast, Wasted, and Monster. So I don't have you down, dudes, wrenches, but if you send me one, I'll get you in there.
It's not a big deal. Like
more viewers without the host. Oh, come on.
I'll take the cover page.
That's just, I mean,
I guess he got the COVID-21, huh?
Yeah, I didn't ask what variant he was working with, but
Transformer version.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got the Transformer or the regular. I didn't really get too far into it with him. Let's see here.
Well, I say that you wasn't going to jump on here by yourself, but I remember you running mine for a little bit by yourself one time.
Yeah, and it sucks, dude. It's the worst when you by yourself.
Only like 3 minutes.
It's so easy when there's someone else because you just going back. You're having a conversation. It's no big deal. These guys that run chat, like run lives and just interact with the comments the whole time. I don't know how they do it.
But they're all the same though. They're like,
Shop Cat, what's up?
Hey everyone.
Shop Cat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those guys. I don't.
It's like, God, that's boring. Come on, guys.
Hey, brother,
Yeah.
Shop Cat. Hey, Tim Windsor. How are you?
Everyone's saying back
I'm
and
good.
forth.
Right on, Tim. Good to hear.
BattleBot.
He's got the BattleBot version, I guess.
Maybe.
I guess.
BattleBot. It's like those are pre-Transformers. I think so. What?
I think those are just
I don't know.
Voltron.
The cheap Transformers.
No. I think they actually came first, and then Transformers came second, and then they were the popular one.
That sounds about right.
I could spout off stupid children facts all you want. I mean,
You know the sticker packs that people want. I forgot to add the sticker in there for somebody, so I've got to
Uh-oh.
Hey, there you go.
Uh-oh. Somebody's missing out on their Junker sticker.
I'm telling you.
all of the
Got yours right there, Cletus.
Oh yep, on your license plate there.
Yeah, I've got yours coming too. I just have to get them in the mail.
Crap, I need to get mine sent out to you because I still haven't done that.
Yeah,
Life.
same here.
My
Oh,
sticker
good.
should
So I
be
don't
here
feel
on
too
the
bad
5th.
then.
So then I'm going to be sending them out. With
You got stickers, huh?
I did.
Look at you.
They're not great.
Who's ringing?
Me.
Is whose like house phone is in there?
It's a rotary phone.
Did y'all get some Bubba stickers yet?
I don't think I have. No.
Look, he even sent me an autographed picture.
Oh, damn, dude. You better pay extra for
Pretty
that.
slick, huh?
Okay.
Yep.
No.
That's
I'm
good.
setting this. I'm building my my rig here.
Oh, okay.
Cletus, you've been getting some nice trucks, huh?
I think I just got the same ones I had. Which
Oh.
one?
No, you had that. Didn't you have another old Chevy or something like that? Or GMC?
I had a 84 GMC Jimmy, like a K5 Blazer. I sold that. And then I had an 88 C1500. I fixed that up, sold it. Now I've got, right this second, I've got a 79 Ford and then the 82 Ford. So
I thought I saw in a short, hopefully I'm not mixing it up, but I thought you did a short video of a start.
Oh, that was actually Big Block 402. I went over to East Arkansas and we visited with him. He took us out to a junkyard. It's a private junkyard or whatever. It's a private.
Okay.
And that's his truck. I wish it was mine.
I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, it's got a 402 in it. So
Yeah, there you go.
unfortunately, I don't know if he wants to tell everybody, but he's been out the past couple of days, so you haven't seen him on any lives or anything. But I'll let him tell him why if he wants to for everybody. But anybody that knows him might want to reach out and say you've been thinking about him, so he's having a little bit of hard time. So
Damn.
he's a good guy. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
So I dig.
Private junkyard, isn't that what my wife calls the side of the house?
Well, I wish I had that many cars. I'm telling you, if you like Impala,
Hell yeah, Nick.
20 something out there. There's like all kinds of stuff. Hey, Nick's here now. Hey, Nick, I need to get a picture from you, buddy. I got you down for September, so shoot me an email, whatever. What's up with that Jeep Turlo? It's a piece of I don't like Jeeps. I don't know. It's a 06 with 136,000 miles, one owner, standard, 6-speed, 4-wheel drive, 33s. It's a Jeep. I don't know.
It's a Jeep. It does Jeep things.
Talking about Jeff stuff? What are we talking about?
Nah, I seen my Jeep in my last video. It like showed a picture of that piece of shit. I hate Jeeps, man. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just they drive like crap. They're small. I'm a fat guy, man. I gotta have my room there.
They're not a Ford. That's the problem,
I mean, yeah, they don't break down or anything. But
he said you have no nipples.
By the way, Cletus, you do realize this was a Ford owned and operated Volvo edition.
Was 96 when Ford had it?
Was it?
I thought Ford had it after 97.
I'm pretty sure there's some FOMO crap on this car.
Oh, it might be. I thought it was 97 to 03, but that might have been Jaguar.
Look into it.
I'm not sure. It was a time when they were ruining all kinds of things.
Come on. They made great foreign cars forever.
To answer your question more, Turlo, that Jeep my brother-in-law's buying from me. So when he gets it paid off, he's going to take it up to New York and let it rust out up there. 4-cylinder,
Yeah, Shopcat. Sorry about your cat, man. I saw that.
Yeah.
No, I sure didn't see that. The artwork, Shopcat. Is it on Instagram, bro?
John, what's up?
I saw the glass.
Bubba, what are you going to do with that preview, buddy? I thought it was funny, man. You should upload it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can break some Fords down. You can break Jeeps down. They'll break down.
Well, if you're trying.
No, I did not say Patriots don't break down, Shopcat. Patriots definitely break down.
Well, I don't think Patriots started out good.
Yeah, they break down too, but
Yeah.
not like the Patriots. Oof.
I mean, the only good Jeeps are Liberty, so.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started.
You can put an LS motor in a Liberty. Come on.
You can put an LS motor in anything, but that doesn't make the thing good. It just makes it better.
A Liberty.
Yeah, Shopcat. I'll have to look on Instagram, brother. I must have missed it. I've been kind of busy. Well, I'll say I've been acting like I've been busy.
Yeah, he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, not really. I went and played poker last night. Actually,
yeah, I know. Skipped out on your own night. It's your night for lives on Wednesday.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna try not to do lives as much anymore. So I was going to try the news thing.
Well, you got to go live after the news.
30 instead of 7. So everybody's like, "Hey, I missed it. I'm coming back to watch it." So
I laughed a lot.
it was fun. I'm every week I think it's going to get better. I've seen some things I could do better.
So the eye contact was huge this week from last week. I think that made a lot better
as well.
Yeah.
I know for me personally, everybody did a great job, dude. You freaking killed it this time. You were looking at the camera like almost the whole time and everything. I added some graphics and stuff like that this time and put them in the corner instead of just like over people's face.
Yeah. No, I thought that was perfect. Dude, I laughed so freaking hard when the little soldiers showed up on the screen. Yeah. I was just like, oh, that is.
Well, I had a little graphic of some little sperm, and I'm like,
no,
soldiers would be more funny though.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But freaking Bobby Succotash killed it.
Oh yes, my God, yes. When it opened and he turned to the snow, I was just like, I lost it. Dude, it's hilarious.
He's like, no.
Bryce, have you seen that video yet?
I thought I did, but now I feel like I don't remember the snow bit. So maybe
that's like the best part of it, man. I kind of dragged on this last week here. I noticed for myself I was kind of dragging. I'm just like reading. It's like So I need to give it an up kick, and I didn't really put any jokes in this last week except for the Blazer joke, which wasn't that funny.
I tried to be funny, it didn't work. There's only so much funny you can add to Renault.
No, I thought yours was funny. Yeah, no.
Here's a pro tip there, Cletus. Yeah, here's a pro tip, Cletus. I had to go look up how to pronounce that because I wanted to say Renault too, but I'm like, I know that's wrong.
Oh yeah, but I just don't care.
I just don't care.
I'm like, I'm gonna say this a lot, and somebody's gonna be like, "Learn how to speak, retard."
Oh no,
like
I'm
on Google, like pronounce Renault, and I'm listening to the audio, Renault.
Yeah, you got the right douchey tone in your voice too when you said it. It really sent it home.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job. I thought it was hilarious.
No, he did. Yeah.
Like the guy on what's that old show?
That was actually a compliment. It wasn't a dig. I mean,
I got you.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like that. When you get in that cadence, you sound like the guy from what's that show called? They used to review cars. They still do it sometimes, but they used to review cars.
Like, what's up, Rich?
All the way back in the 80s.
Top Gear?
Like the one where they're harassing cars or what?
No. They would review them. Motor Week.
Oh, Motor Week. Yeah. All right, I'll take that as a compliment.
You see a lot like that guy. He's very professional. Let's put it that way.
That guy is maybe, but this guy.
Was on your
no, dude. He got that voice. It's like, oh, okay.
Yo, I am really stoked with this little rig.
I've got to buy. I think I'm going to get a GoPro and put it up here for my thing too, because this webcam is junk. It's so grainy. Even on and I even upped it this. I got a bigger green screen, so I could actually make it bigger. Yeah. And then I did 1080, and it still looks like junk. Oh. Okay, Nick. Send me a picture on Instagram. Sweet, bruh.
On the grams.
There you go.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been doing it.
You already sent me the pictures of the bagger too. I don't know why. You sent me a few pictures actually. One from the gas tank. I don't know why I didn't have you down and sending them. I'm sorry, bud.
So I've been doing Instagram for about 2-3 months now, like actively.
Yeah.
And dudes the other day shows me his Instagram. I'm like, damn, look at all those hashtags. He's like, yeah, you got to put hashtags on everything. I'm like, really? I haven't been putting hashtags on anything.
I don't even mess around.
I've been doing Instagram so wrong.
Like, how do I have so many followers on Instagram?
I started putting hashtags on shit, and you imagine it's just blowing up for me.
Oh, good.
And you got to try and tag people in it too. That makes a big difference.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I've done that before.
I've tagged I'll tag
my
you
problem
guys.
Is now my sticker wall's so big I can't even tag everybody. I gotta tag everybody and then go in the comments and tag.
Yeah, you only get 20 tags.
Yeah.
Well, if you do it on a story, it only lets you do 10.
Oh, I don't ever do stories either. I'll share people's story. Like I've shared your story before and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think so, John. I think I've been seeing his stuff on there come across.
I don't know. I just don't get on Instagram very much. I get on there to send people stuff, and sometimes I'll see whatever pops up at that time. But I really just
my people Turlo are telling me that I'm doing it wrong by not doing that. That's what. Oh, dude's got his delivery. It doesn't look that heavy.
No, that's the 6.0 I sent him. The LS. He's going to hold it.
Oh, okay. Just gonna walk it in out the box.
Right.
Well, so apparently the UPS guy who was telling us earlier wouldn't drop it off because it was heavy and had to go back and get it. What'd you get, buddy?
Doesn't look very heavy.
It says it's fragile.
Yeah.
Fragile.
What you got there? What you got there?
Open it up.
Oh boy.
Is that a grizzly?
Put a screen up.
Oh, I guess I can't do that because I'm the dude. Yeah, my bad. Oh,
nice.
yeah, nice, very nice.
It's the expensive model.
Mm. Now that's a good flex, dudes. You got it right that time.
Well, I looked at a lot of them, and like the highest one they had on there was only like $300 more than one of the shittier ones. And when you're already spending like $600, what's the difference?
Right.
Oof. The white does not work good on. You're just
Plus, they do
clipping
last a long
terribly.
time too. So it's not like you're going to get rid of it soon.
And that was the other thing. So like this one, I've been told by some people that own them, if you get the better one, it holds the heat better. So if you're going to use it in the dead of winter,
Yeah,
it's better to have the heavier one. And I'm still going to, we've already come up with a plan to kind of build a box around it, essentially like its own little shed.
well, you can get a blanket for it. They make blankets.
Yeah, I've been told that, but like, I don't want to bring it in and out all the
Is
time.
that better?
No, I'd go the other way there, bud.
It's Tron now.
That's way better.
Or no, it's Power Rangers head.
Oh, you got a blue screen. That's why. You got to go green.
Oh, it's green.
Is it? It looks blue on
It's
our
just a
screen.
big camera.
Oh, yeah, that does make a difference.
Turlo doesn't put hashtags on nothing. I do want to talk
I
about
mean,
this now that I'm seeing down there in the bottom.
Oh, I
Who
started
uses
talking about it.
hashtags and who doesn't?
I told the story how I found out that I was
You're on
doing it
YouTube.
wrong from you, and there's been a difference since I started using them. I got random 350Z people,
Oh,
coming
you
in.
So
started
on
doing it on
YouTube, I used to
Instagram?
put a bunch
Yeah.
of tags.
As
Now
soon
they
as
don't matter anymore.
You got
Now
to
hashtag
crap
stuff.
all the
Listen, as soon as you told me I was doing it wrong, I started doing it right because I didn't know. I was telling him, I was like, I saw you showed me one of yours, and there's hashtags everywhere. I was like, why so many hashtags? And then you informed me that I'm an idiot, and I was like, oh well, you're right.
Yeah, he's like killing it over here on Instagram. He's like, "What's a hashtag?" I'm like, "You're doing it wrong."
Yeah, because I've been steadily getting plenty of people. Like I'm
I can't believe you're
growing.
getting anybody
Hey,
with no
if you
hashtag.
get on TikTok, you got to do hashtags as well.
I'm not.
And then
doing
on
that.
YouTube,
I'm
do
not doing that.
hashtags.
Yeah, YouTube
Listen,
now.
I
gave
am
you the drop down.
already not happy that I'm doing shorts. I've got.
Yeah,
I actually did my own, and then I've got that one you sent me. I need to clean up and put up. So
Make
I've
sure to get the title good, and then in the description, make sure to put hashtag
So how do you figure out
Jeep
your
or
title?
whatever, stuff like that. So it'll pull in that hashtag as well.
How do you pull?
Okay.
How do you do your titles?
Just short and to the point.
Okay.
That's what you got to do. You can't make them too long,
Nothing special.
and you got to make them something catchy. Like when I do how to, it's how to do that, and then that way when people search on Google how to do this, it'll pull them in.
I did really good for a long time with shorts. Then I deleted them. Then I brought a bunch of them back. And I think now YouTube is punishing me because they are literally not putting any of my videos out to the public.
I do everything right. That's
The
what-
only people that watch it, like his analytics
Are
is
dumb.
literally like 90% subscribed
Yeah.
and like 0% from unsubscribed people. Only people that are subscribed to him are watching his shit.
Just upload a fresh short. It'll bring them back through.
I did.
Oh.
Same crap.
Well, did you finish your shop drink challenge yet?
I haven't. I need to.
Are you
See?
uploading them from your phone? Or are you uploading them from the computer?
Well, your shorts, I find it better to upload them from your phone.
Yes, definitely.
See,
so.
I
The next-
uploaded it from the computer, so we'll see. how
much
that
better
works.
from your phone. You get a much better, people. It does it better because if you do it from
Well,
the computer, you
yeah.
got to put hashtag short and then
Correct.
Yep.
hope that it gets put in.
And I've said that too. Like when I was doing shorts a lot, I found that even if you've made it all on your computer and edited it, pull it back over to your phone and run it through the app because it's guaranteed to be
Well, that way
shorts
you don't
without
have
having
to
to add
have shorts.
hashtags. And
You don't even have to put hashtag short and all that. Doesn't.
correct.
It's at that point you can put a better hashtag Chevy or Ford or whatever.
Pull up
Pull
that
it and hold
picture I
it.
sent you. Wasted. Just pull it up.
Which picture was that?
The analytics one.
Yes. Give me.
You just got to see it to believe it. It makes no sense whatsoever. It hurts my head.
I gotta find it because, like I said, we send too much shit back and forth.
My last short was on a Pinto, and boy, I thought I was going to get like 20, 30,000 views on it. And I think right now it has like 800 views.
All right.
A lot of views.
I never think I'm going to get 20,000 views. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
You never get 20,000?
Yeah,
No,
we don't get views like
short.
that.
I'm happy when a short gets over 10,000 views.
All right, so I oversold it a little bit, but
You know, mine used to tell me all the time like 90% not subscribed.
well, that
But
just
I
means
don't
that they're sending your
I
stuff
don't
out
believe
to
this
a
chart
bunch of
anymore
people.
because I have like 3 videos that are just for members. And if you go on there, it says 95% not subscribed. I'm like, how are the members not subscribed?
Facts.
So I'm like, I don't know if I believe this anymore.
So what you're saying is it's fake news.
Fake news.
I think so. I don't even pay attention to that part anymore. So
Wow.
I have started using TubeBuddy about
See, that's what I was
I don't
wondering.
know,
Is that worth
2-3 days ago. The
I
free
don't pay.
version.
I get
Now on the
free
app
version.
on your phone,
TubeBuddy.
TubeBuddy sucks ass. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
But on the computer, TubeBuddy
Yeah.
breaks stuff down for you, and it's
Yep.
not bad.
Turtle, I'm sure it's not that bad.
That's bad.
That's my life.
Staying in my lane, bro.
I see a huge difference
burn
with
off
hashtags if I tag them or not.
Burn off challenge. I have not seen that one.
I
Joe.
seen
I'll
Roy
have to check it out.
Marco's burnout challenge. I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to burn off a whole tire. I don't have that much money. But
What?
how do you know they're not pushing? Just you see the numbers, you know.
Yeah, you just don't see.
Yeah. So if you
no
don't see,
subscribers are viewing something, that means they're not pushing it.
Ducking with
Yeah.
feeding. Is that sucking with stuck? I don't know.
that sucks.
Is this guy's doing a burnout challenge right now?
I have no
Roy
idea.
Marco put one out today. I haven't watched it yet, but I know the title was Burnout Challenge or something like that. So
I have
I'll
no
look at
idea.
I just got
Yeah.
two buddies. Yeah, Turtle.
I've had it for a while. I don't pay for it, but the thing I really like about it is I can go to other channels that are doing things and see what things is going on there. I like that.
Compares it what you're doing to other people's. Like if you go to their channel, like I go to Wace's channel and it'll put mine versus his up real quick, and it'll put how many views this month, and then how many views total. You know, mine are below 500,000 now. I was like, okay, but I know what I did. I set some to
Nope.
That's why.
It's
members
all
only.
screwed up. So I added all my videos back, all my views back. I have 77,000 views total in my analytics. It only shows 26,000 on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's about to go over 500,000 again, but I'm not. I don't know.
I don't know how YouTube.
I'm not going to reset any to members only now. So if it's going to be members only, I'm just going to put it members only and be done.
Yeah, I've brought back all my lives and put them in.
Not
there.
that it matters. I guess it doesn't matter anyway. I mean, that's just.
Well, I don't know if the total views or that type of thing helps for the algorithm to. At this point, I'm not trying to take anything away.
I think I'll be over 1 million this time next year. We'll see.
Dude.
That's going to be a hard push. Hey, this Volvo bill is going to go take off. I'm telling you.
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah. That in the news, man. Come on.
I like the news one. I loved how I'm glad that you added a third category. Like this is the only place I get my news from.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the most.
To put there. You like
that
it
is,
or not, or
that is the most accurate. Last I looked, I don't know where it ended with it all, but last I looked, it was winning for votes.
It was 73%. This is where I get my news now. So
yeah.
Nobody clicked no, so that's better. They don't like it.
Oh, he's doing burnouts on the backhoe again. Yeah, that's a old faithful.
Yeah, I don't have a backhoe, and if I did, I probably wouldn't do a burnout.
I mean, I'm going overseas where we're gonna have rental cars, so things are not off limits.
Just don't release the video until you get back.
Yeah, until I'm out of the country. Yeah, exactly.
Not me.
Yeah, well, come
In
and find
country.
me.
Hey, take some shorts too, damn it.
Well,
Take some
and you
shorts.
can
Listen,
legitimately.
Listen, I got my little rig here, so I can film shit, and it's small enough that I don't feel weird about having this little guy, and it's got I like the mic is the big thing. That was what I ordered. So I've got the aluminum casing now.
Yeah.
all the way around, which I really kind of dig it. I literally just got that. And then, dude, this little adapter to make the mic work is $50 freaking bucks, bro.
What?
Yeah, for the older
What
GoPros,
is
you
up
gotta
with
get
this GoPro stuff?
It's not cheap, man.
Yeah, Carlo, Bobby Succotash, he did it. It was
he blew it up. That was
character.
the one.
I tell him all the time, and like that character is gold, but he doesn't want to be known for that character.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have to play that character all the time. I can get
and
that.
he says it's a lot of work, and
yeah,
it is.
Some of his neighbors and stuff doesn't know about YouTube, and they're kind of old and crotchety. So if they knew about it, they would mess with him or give him a hard time. So he don't even. So if he was just driving around in his tractor with Bobby Succotash, they'd know something was up.
What's going on over there,
Bobby?
That dude is hilarious, man.
All right, well, half-assed pretty good too. And I told him, I said, even if you don't do your character, he says that's, and y'all can tell him I said this. I don't care. I'm not talking bad about him, but I said, hey, be yourself. Don't try to get on there and teach somebody something. People do get on YouTube to learn stuff, but they want to get on there and have entertainment, man. And he's entertaining, so hopefully he'll break out of his shell a little more. And
well, I get the idea of wanting to. It's a good place to come from and want to teach.
Sure.
And there's lots of channels that do great with that.
Well, I'm not saying he's teaching. I don't let me put words in his mouth. That's not what I'm saying. But I just told him to be himself on there. That's because nobody could be him. So
fact. Yeah. Oh, that's what I got.
I always try and be dudes on my channel.
Just a dude trying to be a dude.
And I just try and copy every bit of it,
So when I was putting the news together this last week, I caught myself being like, dude, doing his little thing, like, dude, I'm like, oh shit, let me go back. That's not me. That's him.
Oh my god.
I gotta say though, I do like the intro dudes with wrenches, where you like pop in like that. Oh, that was pretty cool.
See, a lot of people don't like the energy I put out. I've been told that by a lot of people now.
Yeah, fuck them.
It's not.
It's not me.
Some of them feel a little forced. Like the one I liked the best, if I freaking zoom back in, Jesus, camera, is the one where you like walk in from the side and you're like, oh hey there, dudes with wrenches here. It's like it's a little bit. It's not too like some of the ones. I don't know. I talk to you all of the time. We talk on lives all the time, and I can see what your guys that you hang out with all the time see, where I can tell you're totally putting that on. And
I'm not a real positive person.
It doesn't. Well, you don't do it the same every time too. So certain ones, I'm like, okay, yeah, and then some of them, I'm like, okay, you really forced that one there, bud.
Nobody believes that that's how you act 100% of the time, obviously, but and you had to be crazy. But it's great. I don't know, especially the intro. It's perfect.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
You should
well, that's
see
the thing.
how
He changes it every time.
Screaming and doing weird shit like that. I drive my girls nuts here. So I see it. I think it's hilarious. I'm like, dude, all right, that's cool.
That's what I'm just going to start doing it now. I'm going to stuff with Cletus.
Stuff with Cletus.
Yeah.
Something like.
Thanks, Cletus. That's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
I'm leaving these on there for him too, so he'll have them.
You should put some crazy stuff on there then.
Well, I can. But I didn't want to. I gave him the Volvo ketchup one, and then that one. And I was like, well, I wasn't really prepared for this. Kind of just want.
I sent you a ton of stuff today, by the way.
Yo, I saw that, and between yesterday. Oh, listen, I am so set so that I don't have to do anything for Saturday. I just got to put all this in a folder, and I'm good to go.
I've been sending you stuff. I sent some stuff to Destroyer too. So
yeah, it's awesome.
I've joined like 10 meme groups on Facebook now. So and I don't even do memes on my channel. So it's all you and Destroyer.
Pull up that Fleet Farm picture I sent you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell you a scumbag story.
Oh, scumbaggery. These are my favorite.
Hey, last time you had some pretty good stories. Last time I was on here.
I try. I live a very interesting, non-interesting life for the most part.
I thought about
lived a very interesting life.
I thought about getting my brother to like do excerpts and even getting other people to do it, but I thought about doing a segment where people tell us the crazy story in their childhood or lifetime or whatever, and just do it like this story for this week and just adding it on the end of the news thing. Be like this story, interest story or whatever. So We did
Today-
some crazy shit as kids.
yeah.
So.
Today in Cletus history or some shit like
Or
that.
whoever history. If you wanted to bring one of your stories from your childhood and do like a 2-minute.
I don't know if
funny
the
story.
the statute of limitations has run out enough on any of those.
Right.
So,
What are we looking at, dudes?
when the Fleet Farm in my area opened
Nations of
originally, they were giving away free cups for signing up for credit.
Oh.
So there was 8 of those when I had them all together, and I gave a couple away, and I drink from one occasionally. But you'd go in there, and they didn't give me my free cup when I signed up for credit. I didn't know there was a free cup. So when I saw the sign, I walked back in, and I'm like, hey, I didn't get a free cup when I signed up for credit. And they went, oh, here's a cup.
You just kept doing that.
So then every time I went there as just a gag, I would just find somebody in the store like, hey, I saw you were giving away free cups for credit. I didn't get a free cup. You think I'd get one? Oh, here's a cup.
Oh,
So
boy.
I just kept getting cups, and it just became like a challenge to see who I could get to give me a cup.
Dudes with scams.
Yeah, so it got to the point where I would just stop
must be
random people stocking shelves and just be like, hey, is there any way you could get me a cup? And they'd go off into the back. Here's a cup. And I'm like, all right.
What's up,
Oh,
Monster?
man. Monster
Monster
Rust
Rust.
in the house.
Monster Rust, I need your picture. I got you down for December for the calendar. I need your picture. I'm putting it together. I've got a few more days here, so I'm trying to get a. How much is too much for a calendar, guys?
$25.
We're willing to pay. Now all the profits going towards Arkansas Food Bank or whatever.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Where there's profit, I thought we were
Yeah,
going
there is
to.
no profit. But how much is too much to pay for a calendar? Because I'm looking at prices. I'm like, damn, it's gonna be more expensive than I thought. But,
Yeah. How much are calendars going for?
the cheapest one that I could find that are going to be able to do what we're wanting to do is put pictures and make them custom and all that.
Yeah.
For our price is like Monster says is about it's about $12. So
That's for the cheapest one. So
then if you
yeah.
wanted to add any more money on there to give money to
Profit.
the profit, whatever, and probably shipping too. I imagine. I don't
Profit
know that
margin's got to be 16
yeah.
bucks.
$20. I was thinking, man, that's a little rough. But when I went to Walmart and looked at kittens calendars, they're about $20. So
Yeah, they're actually 22 something, I think.
yeah.
Big
Plus that.
oof.
So it's like maybe that's what calendars cost now.
See, I've been out of the calendar game.
CVS yet, Junker? $16. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it total shipped cost $18 or below, and that's hopefully with the profit of at least $2 to give to the Arkansas Food Bank per calendar.
Tell me
That's
something
what-
else. Tell me something else you can give $18 for and use all year.
Yeah.
Custom, and be able to give money. And be able to get money saying this is from this group of YouTubes.
Are they bound to, or is it just folded?
No,
Like-
it depends on which one you pick. They could be either way. So
Now, are you doing just one big picture or like 2 pictures on the
it depends on how it all comes out. Who sends what picture in it. I need a cover picture too, but I think it might be just like YouTube and then all the channel logos around it or something. I don't even know.
This isn't going to be like like I'm looking at these pictures right now for my car going, what kind of calendar is this going to be, boys? And then I want to put it up and show you guys, but then I'm like, this isn't my
for
channel.
November too. So
This isn't my channel, so I don't. They're not naked, but they're
not dressed all the way.
They're not dressed all the way. Let me tell you.
Lack of clothing would be a better description.
Hold on.
Junkers he's in the chat there. Yeah, he got the COVID, so he's not on here tonight.
Yeah, we are holding it down for him tonight. Doing the Lord's work over here.
Doing the
Getting
Lord.
this guy.
So I put dudes with wrenches on a month and put a picture of a cup. That would
Corey, what's up?
I didn't even know CP was still around. Dang.
He's been taking it easy.
Oh, you thought he disappeared?
I haven't seen him on any lives since Friday. He's been keeping a low profile. He's probably been working his ass off is what he's been doing.
Probably.
That time of year.
It is. It is.
I wish I could tell myself that I ain't been doing nothing.
Is Destroyer still on here?
Who?
Destroyer still on here?
I seen him just a little bit ago.
I'm gonna hit him up. He's gonna teach me how to smoke meat.
Nick says 25. So I'm gonna get the calendar as cheap as I can get them, and then release the price for everybody. But
all right,
Dude, I personally think $20 is very reasonable.
Do what,
Dude,
buddy?
If you go to a store, I don't think you can buy a calendar for less than $20, $25.
all right. So this
That's
is
a
pretty.
custom one, right?
This is mild, right? That would be
Okay,
Not even a
that's
picture of
acceptable.
the car. What are you talking?
And then, like in the right corner, put like your logo.
Yeah, I could add to that. I mean,
That's
Or I
really
can
not
add to it. Too,
picture of
that one's good enough. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so that gets
Yeah,
a little.
No, it's fine.
Fine.
what kind of show is this?
Have I not told
It's
you
a
this
younger
story?
channel. Put whatever you want on here.
Have I not told you this story, dudes?
I think it's like a some kind of adult festival thing.
It was a porn star convention.
I
with
was trying to be
car
nice
show.
about it.
Uh,
Trying to bring it down to the level, just like, well, it's just porno. It's
put the one with Sarah J on it. I mean, that one is definitely. One
So
we could
just
be doing.
the intro to the I'm doing July. Just the intro what I'm doing. My picture looks a lot like that, but it's me. So
Oh, you're throwing your dress to somebody in the like those are the tamed ones too. There's some better ones.
Oh,
you see that CCP's message there?
Which one?
Wasted.
One-legged
I
cat.
Oh yeah. On it.
I
Give me a
got it.
second.
I got it.
Over here. Oh, can you send it to him?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
well, good. It's 7:00. I'm actually gonna get out of here, even though I was late, guys. I'm gonna go make dinner.
All right, brother. Well, appreciate you having on. Bryce,
Continue, Cletus.
I know you were getting ready to wrap it too. If you guys want to do some outro, tell us some good things about your channel and whatnot. And I feel like that's what you're supposed to do here. So we'll start with Bryce because he's here first.
Sure, yeah. No, check out my channel. I got the 74 Ford F-250. And I guess that's it. Boom.
Yeah.
So,
Man,
yeah.
he's pulling a dudes over there. I
There's
didn't think he was
so
serious
much
about
more, but make sure you guys go over and check Bryce out, Project Frankenstein. He's underselling it for sure.
Yeah. Well, I've got a 74 F1. No. No, guys. Got the calendar coming up. It'll be done soon. Follow me on Instagram. Make sure y'all. I might do a little short on YouTube or something about it as well. Show them where y'all can order them and stuff. Let's get it out here. Proceeds are going to Arkansas Food Bank. So if y'all order any, know that any money that's extra is going to them. It's going to be, at least 12, 13 people helping out with that. We have also the news every Wednesday that I've started doing there. It's kind of like a mid-week update in automotive and tool news. It's going to get better every week. The first week was great. Second week was better. And this week is be a third week. And I think it's going to be even better. So I've got some good stuff planned and some different people. And if anybody wants to help out with that, they want to send in information, news for tools or automotive stuff or garage stuff or whatever. Or if they want to do a skit or even an interview or something.
Yeah,
Hit me
segment
up on Instagram or YouTube and let's go do something.
You sure you don't got anything else there, Bryce?
Well, if anybody wants to send me some bags of money for car parts, truck parts, I could use some of that.
Address is in the description.
Yeah. I'll take it.
What's up, Brandon? How you doing, brother? All right, boys. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I know Junkers really appreciates you guys coming on and doing all this for him. And I'm sure we will get this lineup back on at some point when he's here and do a real interview. Because I know he asks real questions, but real questions aren't really my bag. We just kind of go with the flow. So that's what we're here doing. But
I've already been on his show was the second interview show that I've ever been on. And the day before that was my first.
Oh, yeah. Because I remember.
2 days before that was my first. Or was it the day before? Anyway, 1 or 2 days before that was my first with Destroyer. So I haven't done many of these.
Yeah, well, like I said, this one didn't do that well
really
to that. But, hey, this guy's here.
What's up, CB?
What up? I guess everybody's leaving now, though. You guys are all.
Those two are going. The planned guests are leaving, but the rest of us are here to party.
Oh, you guys are planned. You guys were planned guests. Oh, sorry.
Bryce here, and then
Yeah. Well, I was
okay.
just here for
Hey, you just kind of fix the show and pick it up. See, now you got CP coming in. You guys can have a good show now.
Oh, so Junkers told me, he's like, go as long as you guys want, do whatever. I was like, bro, I'll run this thing till the wheels fall off it. Don't worry. So, after you go do dinner, you can come back, Cletus.
Yeah, I'm sure if y'all still on, I might come on back.
I wanted to hear about the Jim Swagger calendar centerfold deal.
I don't know about any centerfolds. I mean,
I have some pictures. I have some pictures that work for centerfolds. Trust.
Well, I just hopped on, so I just got on when I started talking to you guys. So I just been wrapping stuff here in the shop, and I started hearing. I wasn't quite catching up until I started realizing you guys were talking about the calendar thing.
Yeah,
and then
it's coming out.
It's coming out soon.
If you want to put anything in on it, CP, you got some pictures.
I mean, do you want me to lay across my toolbox in the thong?
If you want to, I can make you the cover picture.
You can get a bearskin rug and lay it in front of the toolbox and lay like the old Burt Reynolds or Costanza. Yeah.
George Costanza. There you go. What was that picture? Was he on a couch?
I think he was on one of them couches where you lay on and you tell them about how bad your mom was to your dad or whatever. Yeah.
A psychiatrist couch.
Yeah.
Run this live into the ground. Yeah, it's a Turlo link, so you have to run this live into the ground.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know that I'm cut out for a calendar.
No, you don't have to, man. I was just saying if you wanted to. It'll be for sale soon. If people don't send pictures, I'll throw their logo or something on there. And
I just have to give you a hard time about it.
You got to have it out before the first of the year. Available. People might want to buy a Christmas present or just have it for the first of the year. It starts in 2021 or 2022.
I know back in the day, I used to get them made for my dad every year. Like I used to get calendars made every year for me, like for him, like me and my girlfriend used to do them. They used to get them done. I used to get them done at Walgreens. Are they still relatively cheap to make?
I don't know. The only place I've checked so far is Vistaprint, and what's that other site? Zazzle or something. 2 different sites online. I haven't checked Walmart or Walgreens yet, but I will be checking them because I've got to find it where I can get it the lowest cost. That way that people aren't paying.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to order so many.
Profit so we can donate it to the Arkansas Food Bank under, YouTube Automotive Guys.
Well, and you can get some extra ones so we can sell them at the event for the show.
They'll be a little old by then.
But April, 4 months, whatever. Listen, the good picture's not until November, so it'll be fine.
Let's just say you buy some. I mean, it's not a pre-order deal, I assume. So you're probably gonna end up with some extras.
Probably. Yeah. I'd be better if it's pre-order. I mean, but
it's guaranteed.
Facts.
But we'll see. And I've reached out to Arco, and he might be making some shirts for me soon, so they'll be a lot better quality.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yep, he's in Minnesota. He's going to be coming down for the build, probably towards the end for that show thing we're going to do or whatever. His channel's pretty big. I don't know if y'all checked him out. It's I always get his channel wrong. It's Outlaw Edge.
Yes.
Outlaw Edge MN or something like that.
Yep.
What's he do?
Fabrication.
He does car fabrication and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he does other stuff too, but yeah.
Fully building custom vehicles from scratch.
He does cool stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's
cool.
I don't want to say how many. I think he's like 60 or 70 right now, 1,000. So
it was a 30.
Pretty big channel. It might be 30. It might be 30 or 40. Maybe that's what it was. I don't remember. He's a cool guy.
Today. So.
Well, yeah, I was talking to him earlier today too, through text message or whatever, and said, "Hey, how much you gonna charge me to make these shirts?"
Oh, he makes apparel too.
Yeah, they got the actual big printer thing where they screen print and then do he got the actual stuff. They just started that, so he's gonna be giving me some prices, and hopefully they're I can afford them, which I'm sure I can. I'd rather give him my money than Vistaprint or Teespring.
Oh yeah. So is he going to ship direct then for you?
I don't know yet. I'm still in. I just started talking to him about it. I don't know.
I think he just started doing it too. So
yeah, he did just start doing it as well. I hope he does. That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, you don't have any local screen printing places around you?
I may. I haven't looked yet. I just started even thinking about, somebody might want my new t-shirts design are freaking cool. In fact, before I jump off here, I could show y'all one of them. See what y'all think about wanting this one. I know Bryce will probably like it.
It's probably a blue Ford.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What's wrong with the blue Ford?
Nothing wrong with the blue Ford.
Some of you guys got me talk about me being a big channel. How most of you guys got apparel and merch and all sorts of jazz.
Well,
I ain't got nothing.
Big. That doesn't mean you sell yourself.
I don't have time for it. That's my problem. That's my biggest thing is. Oh yeah,
so that's
nice.
The back of the shirt there. That's one of them.
That's the best one you've done so far, right there. Just run with
Oh
that.
well, that's a 79 Ford. So.
Simple.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
I still got the 4-door muscle car Nova too. So
actually, can I tell you something funny, Cletus? So you
my
sent
wife
me
designs them.
You sent me that sticker pack or whatever,
Yeah.
So there was the Ford truck, which I love my Ford trucks.
Of course.
And then there was the 65 Thunderbird, which was my first car. That was the first.
When you look at my channel, did you see where that car came from on my channel?
Yeah.
About like 2 years, 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. I watched that video. And then the Nova, actually, my father-in-law used to have a similar Nova, so it was kind of funny. But
oh man, that's my first car, 75 Chevy Nova. I've got a 78 2-door Nova in Memphis. I need to go pick up if it's still there even, but
nice.
It's sitting in my buddy's body shop over there, so it's already flooded over there like twice. So if it's there, it's probably flooded out.
Oh, that's not.
Maybe I'll LS swap it or something. I don't know.
Oh, now you're speaking my language.
Oh, yeah, it's got a 350 in it.
Seal bottom and
language.
It's a late 70s 350, so it ain't much anyway. But
talking dirty.
We need to get dudes an LS so we can go to LS Fest with us next year.
I'm telling you, dude, you got plenty of cars, dude.
Just have my 05. It's fine.
Just let's take that shitbox fucking catfish Camaro and put an LS.
No. I think Subaru's better.
Subaru, sure. You can match wasted now.
No. I'm gonna put a Subaru motor in the Camaro.
That doesn't get you into LS Fest. That's the whole plan.
Oh yeah. How could you get into LS Fest and Super Chevy?
They don't check. I'll just tell them it's an LS. It's like,
they do in fact check. Rob Dawes is the reason for that.
They won't on a 4th gen Camaro. They'll sue.
Listen, they don't normally on a freaking Corvette, but guess what? When Rob Dawn put a three rotor in it,
to say LS.
Yeah. They won't know.
They're gonna know. They'll know.
No.
Yeah, junkers, just hit me up on the stickers, man. My wife could probably design some up or print them out however you want them. She's pretty good with that stuff. So
I'm talking delivery.
So is Junkers doing better now, or just out of curiosity?
I want to talk to him. Yeah, he said he's still feeling like crap, unfortunately. So,
I mean, is he on the upside of it, or
he hasn't said?
Well, he's on here. He should. Where are you at, Junker?
He's in there in chat.
Yeah, he says he feels like shit.
I appreciate you guys. I'm going to eat dinner. I'm getting skinnier.
All right, guys.
So
don't do that.
Yeah.
Later, brother.
Y'all take it easy.
See you later, man. See you.
Boom, baby.
Later. I feel like we've done this recently.
Scared away all the good people. I scared away all the celebrities.
Well, to be fair, they actually stayed a little longer after you got here because they were they were both planning to leave at the hour mark anyhow. Because apparently this is billed as one of those fancy talk show type ones, and then they let dudes and I come in here and just do what we do. So you know,
well, you know, when in Rome.
Yeah, the asylum is being overrun by the us. So.
Well, I just jumped on for a second. I was just finishing up and trying to do some things, and actually cutting out a few videos, and I probably shouldn't have got on because I probably could have finished up doing some videos I needed to do.
Oh man.
Because I haven't made shit.
So he said he's doing better, but she is not doing great. Had to go in for an infusion today. That's no good, brother.
No.
But it's better if you can get the infusion, because once you go into the hospital, they don't want to give it to you.
Yeah.
What's the infusion?
So they take antibodies from somebody that's already had COVID, and they essentially put them into you. So essentially, you can use the good antibodies that you're being given to help you fight it.
That's good. Sucks, but not as bad as the media says. Imagine that.
The media, you say.
I don't know what's been going on with me, but I've been sick all week, and I don't know if you can tell, but I look like I've been puffed up. I don't know what's going on, but I can't. It might be allergies. This is the first day that I felt good, but I've been trudging through I've been busier than hell because obviously you come off Thanksgiving, and everybody's like, oh yeah, you need to get this done and this done and this done. And ain't nobody wants to do anything, and are you gonna be lazy too and not get? Go somewhere else.
That's where I'd be like,
I got more work than I could ever deal with. That's right. I was like. I literally could care less what you do right now because I could turn down everybody this week and still have more work to do for the next 2 months than you could ever. I am not going to be. I am so like I'm not going to lie to you. This is like the best time in my life. I feel like I'm the happiest because I can just go. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
and it's my choice.
Buy, pick and choose work. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
did he buy it, Bubba? Did you sell it?
Back had someone wanting to see the truck person out here.
Yeah, I thought he sold it earlier, didn't he? No, that was never mind. That was
he's working on selling it. So
who was on there before that said they sold the truck?
I think a bunch of different colds. Flu hit all at once. Oof. Yeah. So they just came out at my work, and apparently Italy is saying if you have not had a shot in the last 9 months, you are not vaccinated. So you have to get another one.
Nope.
Yeah, well, I got mine knocked.
Jump right on that bandwagon.
Yeah. So I got mine in October, so I don't have to do it again. But a lot of the dudes that I work with are now having to go jump through hoops and get in their shot. And I was like, have fun with that, bud.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I don't like talking about this stuff.
Oh, just wanted to come
that's a bad subject.
One of my buddies is a nurse. Our buddy's wife is a nurse, and she jumped on me about not getting the vaccine. And I go, what's the point? I go, I don't get it. Like, this isn't a vaccine like when I was a kid and I got it like the mumps or the measles or whatnot. Like it did me in one time. If I got to keep repetitively taking this vaccine, what problems does it solve?
Nothing. It's just weakening. I don't know, but
let's go a different direction.
He makes a good point. Yeah.
What's that?
He said, "Let's go a different direction." Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Yeah.
No.
No, it's been dudes and I have been carrying it on in like everyone's live stream. We are the live stream cohorts lately.
Really? I have been too busy. Well, actually, I took vacation last week, basically on Thanksgiving, and I vowed against no YouTube. So I made no videos over YouTube or over Thanksgiving. I didn't really watch YouTube. Didn't really did my live stream, and it was a short one. And I was wanting to be done with YouTube, like for.
Hey. What's up, Grant? How's it going, brother?
Straight.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, it was one of those deals where I feel like it's best to sometimes take a break from YouTube before it gets
disconnect.
Yeah.
No, you're not wrong there.
Anytime I feel like I'm waking up in the morning and checking my phone, that's when the phone just needs to get shut off.
Right?
Yeah, I don't it's not the first thing. Well, so I have to check my phone for work stuff. You know, so first thing I'm like, what's going on? And then I'm like, I got notifications, and I'm like, okay.
That's this phone, not
watch any phone. YouTube. See, I watch YouTube. I watch a crap ton of YouTube.
Oh my god, this is where it's at, man.
How many phones do you have?
This one.
I know that one.
Well, now you have a new one.
No, he doesn't. 'Cause the damn thing won't break. We've talked about this one.
I really,
seriously, I don't watch anything
I
else.
enjoy watching YouTube. That's like because I feel like you're getting the most truest, realist. Well, most of these guys,
To an extent. Well, and that's the thing. You can pick. If you don't think the person is the truest realist, you can go to another thing. It's not forced down your throat because of what
I mean, dude, come on now. Let's be honest. Apparently, you don't know some of the people that come to my channel because they act like I twisted their arm and made them watch my stuff.
To be
fair, you're not wrong. I've been seeing some of that more and more with the tool community. Is wild, man. We have dudes and I have talked about it a couple of times. Just it is crazy.
You know why it is though? You want to know why it is though? I'll tell you why it is. Because there's a bunch in the corporate side of things. It is dirty. It is almost like having a bunch of bad neighbors that sleep with each other's wives. And that's the easiest way for me to explain it because
actually a really good analogy for it. Yeah.
But behind the scenes, what you don't understand is all these companies are always trying to steal ideas from each other. And all it does is create turmoil, and that just drags right out. And that's why it's so cutthroat because it goes to the deal. It goes from the company to the dealers to the customers, and that's how it's all transpired.
Yeah.
What is old Six Fan talking about down there?
So he just came out with a video, end of an error for his project car.
Yeah, I was gonna watch that.
And so Turlo was asking him like, because he leaves it on a cliff, So what's up? And he says it'll likely build his own chassis or chassis, depending on where you are.
Build my own chassis. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
It's ambitious.
Yeah, that's him. That definitely is.
Yeah, I would love to one day. I want to build, and I was talking at one point as like a single seater like trophy truck type deal, like basically bigger than a go-kart, but a little bigger than a four-wheeler, but smaller than a truck type deal.
Well, I'll tell you what, that would be the right step, honestly. Like someone for Grant. I noticed. I think he's definitely taken a liking to welding because I noticed he does a lot of welding in his Instagram. He's got a lot of welding pictures, so I can see why he would want to do that because he really wants to sink his teeth into some big project where he's welding. I'm assuming. I don't know that personally, but I don't want to speak for him. But it seems like I see his pictures, and he's really, really into the welding stuff, and it really looks. And I think that Steve from Welder Up is what really set him forward, which is really cool because the inspiration right there alone that's pretty awesome. That somebody inspired him to do that. And he looks like he does some pretty good welds. I'm not gonna lie, like I've seen a lot of Grant stuff, and it really does look like he does some pretty good welding. So really cool that he's doing that, and it would be awesome to. I would start off with like a personal buggy. I would think, or and then move up from there to building a chassis. That would be really neat.
Off-road builds, yeah. No, I have seen some of what their stuff is, what they're doing too.
On his live stream the other night.
Rather be welding.
I think a Honda K series motor setup in a single seater rig would be pretty cool.
Call him an aerial atom.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what but those aren't necessarily off-road car. The Atoms are more street car stuff.
Yeah, they're like a little Indy car for the street, but they use a Honda motor.
Yeah. Same idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of. I've always wanted to build my own buggy, like rather building. Like I really wanted. I don't think it's worth it to buy for what they're asking for those stupid players and whatnot. I think what those guys are doing is pretty cool because every time I look at a players or something, there's always something I don't like about it. I would rather have a manual shifting cart. Like you could got a 2.5 EcoBoost and build that into an engine, into a cart or something like that. And you're going to have less money than what you're going to buy a Polaris for, and it's going to be more reliable.
Every time I hear a price tag on those things, I'm just like, oh my God, it's a car.
And just like Redbeard was talking the other night on his live stream, he bought one just because it was a good write-off for the business because there's a huge value in that. And that's essentially a lot of people that buy them, that's what they're doing with them.
Oh, okay. There you go. Rat Rod Radio Flyer. I must not have seen that one, Grant. No. But dude, I would like to get into some welding stuff too, because back in the day, but I'm an old school stick welder. So I don't weld with a shit with a MIG. And I didn't really think nothing of it. And I heard a couple of people, and they're like, dude, if you are good with a stick welder, sometimes guys aren't good with a MIG welder because that's what they grew up doing. And I started on an old Lincoln stick welder, and I really do like welding with rod, just burning rod. And that's what I grew up on the farm.
Yeah, that's what I started with was a Lincoln Tombstone.
Oh, yes. That old Samurai. Yeah.
I had one back in the day.
Those are really popular back where I'm from.
Yeah, I did one back in the day when I was younger with Weber carbs on it and a cam and put a heavy-duty clutch in it, and it was cool. And I actually made a plywood top for the back because I tipped it over so many times it destroyed the soft top that I had on it. So I just made it into a plywood. Dude, I used to do donuts in the parking lot in the morning, and we flip it over on its side, and then everybody would just pick it up and roll it back over. It was cool, dude. It was awesome. I wish I'd have never sold that thing, and I don't have any documentation of it because, once again, I was a kid and 16 years old. There wasn't cell phones that were readily available unless you wanted to use a disposable camera. That's, people it's so people take that for granted nowadays. Like all the stuff that, like, I found pictures of old cars that I had, and they were off disposable cameras. Yep. Of course, if you had a Polaroid, but Polaroids were kind of inconvenient. They were big and clunky.
And they go to crap after a while. Yeah.
And so a 16-year-old kid like me is not going to be carrying around a Polaroid. And I got cameras I haven't even got developed.
You can't hardly do that anymore.
God, there's some gems on there, I bet.
I have some in a box that I couldn't tell you what was on.
I did go to Sturgis several times, and I have a whole stack of Sturgis photos like that.
Nice.
So
I'm with him here on this. I've never been taught how to weld anything, and I just kind of picked up a MIG and just went with it. In a good MIG set up right in the hands of it, I'm a firm believer that I am a better welder because of that new welder I have, and the way how easy it is to set up and get it right and run it. Dude, makes it.
I want to learn TIG.
And to be fair,
I want to learn it, but God, that's so hard.
To be fair, the problem with MIG is you have to have a big badass welder for some of the shit that I was doing.
Yep.
Where my stick welder, that's what made me a better welder, was because that you can't, like, welding trailers. Growing up on an agricultural environment, we had a small 180 MIG welder, and it was a piece of shit to try to weld when you're trying to weld trailers and shit like that. It's just not. It wasn't going to do it. You have to have a big 25.
You've got to have the one like mine, the big 240 setup. And I totally agree with that. And the nice thing about that welder, I've got 225. I think is what I've got.
I've used a 190 on heavy steel before, but it involved a torch first and just getting everything glowing.
Well, and that's the nice thing about you getting like a 225 is that you can do the big stuff, and that thing still turned all the way down and set up right. It will run. I can run sheet metal all day long with it. Just zap.
That's why I own the 190 and I own the 200, but it's a Hobart and it's older, so it doesn't like to go real low.
Well, that was the thing, my buddy. I was looking at one that was an all-in-one rig, that does everything. And my buddy, who's a body guy, was like, "Listen, the thing about that is it does all of it okay, but it doesn't do any of it well. Like that one's not going to do the heavy stuff, and it's not really great at the little stuff, kind of in the middle." And he's like, "You go with the 225, and it will do it all, and it'll do it all well." And I stand by it, man. I've used that thing on all kinds of stuff, and it just does what it's supposed to do.
The old AC Lincoln 225 is what I used forever. And the cool thing about them is that you just change rod whenever you. Now, granted, there's times when I had a bucket of rods sitting next to me where I'd just be grabbing sticks and going to town, but
trying to figure it.
It's just something about the old stick welding. To me, I built a lot of shit with that. I built fence post drivers and built an entire trailer with a stick, with a stick welder. It's just, I don't know. It's something I think you get used to. I don't know.
Well, and you can't beat, like you said, the price point.
Yeah, I'm down on the work, and that's not normal to me because the difference of me being this far away versus being this close, it changes my whole depth perception of things, I guess, and that's what screws with me. And of course, like I said, I've not had a lot of time behind a MIG welder, so that's the other biggest problem is I'm sure I could probably pick it up when I do it, but I'm not no master welder, never have been.
I'm not gonna.
If you see my video when I unbox my new welder and start running it, you can see it on my face where I'm just like, this thing is amazing. Like it's like he says in the comment here, just blown away how you feel better. Just
Oh, I'm gonna buy a nice welder, but I still have reservations about wanting to have a stick welder too.
Oh
just
yeah,
because I don't know.
It's always good to
I'm
keep one around just for that heavy stuff. There's just no point.
Well,
Yeah.
we threw away the old AC 225 years ago, unfortunately, because nobody wanted them. Probably worth more money now than it ever was, because I think they're starting to make a popularity comeback. Because
depending on what kind of TIG machine you buy, you can buy a TIG that does stick really well.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm looking into getting next. Is I have a lot of MIG welders now, and when I go to the TIG setup I want, I'm going to go bigger than smaller, and I'm going to go with one that'll do stick again as well.
Yeah, and you can get into doing all of that stuff.
I never thought about that. Yeah, because the Millers have the TIG and stick and all that right in one now. So if I like my buddy Nick Pixel, I think he just bought a 225 Miller that's got all that shit in there, and I think he gets a spool gun with it when you buy that. You can buy that kit too with those Millers. So. Not a bad idea, too.
So, and what Grant's saying here, it isn't super hard. Well, it is and it isn't. You got to compare it to MIG. I can literally not even ground the paint off of this thing and just burn it and make it stick and go. Whereas with TIG, you've got to clean it. You've got to clean it again. Then you've got to clean it a third time because you didn't clean it right the first 2 times. And then get set up, get comfortable, get yourself in a position. And like he said, though, seriously, slow and steady and all of that is it's not everyone can just sit down for an hour and lay dimes. It's a lot of work to get that memory and muscle memory and all that stuff together for it.
I'll be dipped. That makes sense.
But once you get it and once you're good at it, I mean,
well, I'm not going to make excuses for my bad welding, but I do not have depth perception at all. So that occasionally catches me off guard where I'm just like, I'm welding. Oh, I'm not welding. I'm welding.
So you know what the difference between a good welder and a bad welder is? A good grinder.
Nah.
Yeah. Grinder and paint. So
here's my thing about welding.
Make me the welder I ain't.
Yeah,
because my dad's a big structural welder and he overwelds everything.
Yeah.
It comes down to I don't like to grind a weld. If I don't ever have to look at it again, I don't care how ugly it is, as long as it's structural and strong.
Yeah.
There's your welder maker 1000 right there. I just bought this. That's why I bought this, because I'm setting up. Well, I'm getting ready to build a shop, and I'm going to have everything that I ever wanted. I'm going to have. I guarantee you, with the shop, I'm going to. Well, probably not everything, because I'm CPU2 addict, and that's never a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have everything. I'm 43 years old, dude. I'm going to spend all the money, invest all the money in this that I can. The biggest thing is I'm not going to lose out in this. I've set myself up for this moment in my life. This is my Superman moment. I shit you not. Like, this is the moment I've been waiting for my whole life. Like, I can't lose on this deal, because if this doesn't work out for me, I have enough equity in this house that I can sell it and still walk away with $100,000 in my pocket.
Yeah. And
like, that's the worst case scenario. Oh boy. Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, like, it's not a lot of people get this opportunity to do it, but I've worked my ass off my whole life to get to this point. So if I'm going to do it, I'm not going to hold back. I mean, that's why everything's over the top with me anyways, as far as tool related, but
yeah,
it's that time. It's that time in the world to be able to fix and repair. And not only that, I think there's a trend that's about to come up, you know, that's going to go back to like the 30s when the Depression came, where people are going to start fixing things more. And like, you're not going to see people trading off their cars. They're going to fix them. Like right now, if you like my old 2002 Chevy Pickup, I say this all the time. There's no reason for me to get a new truck. I could rebuild that thing from the ground up and pay less money than buying a new truck.
Yep.
I mean, I literally can put brand new everything on it.
I just did.
And I still, what's that?
I have a 2005 that literally just got brand new everything at the beginning of this year.
Yeah. And like I don't need a new truck. I'm not that, you know, like it's just,
I've heard good things about them, Grant.
Yeah, I took my 2005 like down to the frame in the front. I mean, we pulled the front diff, all the suspension, everything, ground the frame, resealed it, you know, made everything right.
The deal is with this, though, there are fewer and fewer people that can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because yes, it can be done for cheap, but there is an entire generation of people that
whatever we're considering cheap, because all said and done, not counting my time, I've lagged every piece of money I put in that truck this year. I wrote it down, and there's about $5,500 in parts in that truck.
Yes, but you can't go out and buy that truck in the condition that it is now for that money.
You can't touch a truck for that money.
So, and that's the big thing.
Yeah, it's definitely, like I said, the time is now. If you were ever going to make a move to
wire and gas is a big thing too, like Rich is saying.
What's that?
Wire and gas, the size of the wire and the composition and all. So I watch a guy, Curtis from Cutting Edge Technologies.
Miller's got a chart for that, man. Come on.
It's over in Australia, and he, for a lot of the stuff he welds, he uses a flux core weld wire with a shielding, and it's insane to do the welds that he's doing because, he does big boy stuff.
Hell yeah! Well, I watch guys like Zip Ties and Diesel Creek, and they're to me they're making more sense than they ever have now. Like Diesel Creek is buying all this old equipment and fixing it up. He's going to be able to build whatever the hell he wants by himself. People are throwing this shit away, but like this stuff's going to be valuable. And not only that, it's old American vintage iron.
Well, like you said, they're throwing it away, and then he fixes it for nothing, and now it's worth a lot because it works.
And not only that, he's going to make he can build it. He's going to build his own place with this stuff, and it's like, damn, man, why wasn't I doing?
Well, and see, this is where the trailers, and the equipment to move it comes in handy, because the reason you have to give it away or pay someone to take it is because not everyone has the ability to come pick it up, like with Peg's rollback trailer or stuff like that. If you don't have the equipment to move big stuff like that, the big stuff is useless.
I even remember back in the late 90s when my dad was picking up cars and we were scrapping things all the time. There was a lot of stuff that we would literally just drive around on a Saturday, find cars that had a tow tag on them, go knock on the door, and they'd say, yeah, it's going to get towed and I'm going to get charged, but I can't do anything with it. And you just hand them $25 and say, it's gone, and they sign the title and you leave with a car. So, I mean, we collected 80 plus cars in 2 years and just stripped them and scrapped them and made a lot of money off that. So it's just, if you have the ability to go out and start doing something, do it.
Yep. That's why, people can say all that shit they wanted to. I realized I used to kind of get a little bit sore about it, but now I realize, people used to give me shit about buying tools, but the reality of it is I'm not going to go ask anybody for anything. So when I want something to build something or fix something, it's going to be at my fingertips. Yeah. And I was investing in myself. And that's the whole reason. Like I'm better to have and not need than need and not have. And that's my saying all the time now, but it's like, it makes sense. I bought transfer punches this week. I never ever thought I would need transfer punches, but I bought them now.
Awesome though. I need to get a nice set of those because I've been doing like scumbag things to make that work because I'm too cheap to buy my.
You can use a center punch, but you're not going to get it perfectly center if you want to get it. You want to do that hole or whatnot like that. And I was like,
I've never moved into precision anything yet. I'm more fabric cobble.
A little bigger than it needs to be.
Yeah, we can always add this up a little bit. But one day I would like you said, CP, I would love to get into being able to do everything I want and do some precision things and have real tools.
Well, I like I said, being self-sufficient and fixing stuff yourself right now, where people are going to come to me and they're going to say, hey, I want to get this rebuilt or whatnot, and I'm going to have parts. I just bought another parts truck. I've got like 6 parts trucks now. They're either missing motors or blown up trannies or whatnot like that. I'm stocking up on parts trucks because I'm going to be able to rebuild these things and sell parts off of them. Whether it's a transmission or rear ends or whatnot, I'm going to rebuild these things, have these things stocked for parts, and have them sitting here. So when nobody got the stuff, because it's already happening. Yeah. We aren't even at the tip of the iceberg yet. In the next year, 2 years, who knows how long? I know for the next year to 2 years, at least, we are going to suffer as far as being able to get parts and stuff like that, because it's already so bad. And we're just at the tip of the iceberg. We're not even at the end of this yet. I can already see this and tons of people that I know are foreshadowing. And then I see it, and maybe I hear it more because I talk to these people in the corporations where they're just like, dude, we can't even get steel. We can't even get steel.
Oh, that's been going on for a while.
Well, we're talking like they can't get steel, period, for manufacturing here in the States.
Yeah, it's all sitting on boats trying to come in from.
Not even that. They're not producing it.
No, we're not even getting it. Period.
We don't produce it anymore because it's cheaper to get it from China, which works out great until it's all sitting on a boat that we can't get into here from China. And then the boat isn't going back to get more, and so now the circle isn't happening. You're 100% right. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about that is, as these cars go down and no one is fixing them, they're going to come up for cheap. And like CP says, you buy one parts one, and then you start buying broken ones that no one can fix, and you take the parts off and you start shipping those back out the door.
Well, and that's my thing too. You know, every car I own, I have a parts rig for. I mean, if I know I'm going to keep a car, this is my car, I go and find a parts rig for it. Just because it's always worth doing.
It's a weird flex, dudes.
It's not.
Not everyone has a room for an extra one of all.
Well, here's for example. So I drove. I just retired it. I'm officially done with it. But it's a 2000 Buick LeSabre I drove for years, and I ran that thing up to 285,000 miles. And I have the identical car that got rear-ended that I bought out of a salvage yard for $350. And I have stolen every part I've ever needed off of that one. And there was times where maybe I was a little road ragey, and I was like, you know what? I'll hit you. I got a matching fender at home. Don't worry about it.
You'll never know. So there was, 15 years ago, there were guys that were in, industrial parks that their literal job was buying freaking total cars and stripping them for parts and selling the parts. They were doing this. And I knew a guy that was next door to the shop that did all the body work on my Z. And I remember 2010 through 15 range in there, dude's like, I'm closing down shop. I can't do it anymore. I can't compete with all of the parts and everything from China and eBay and all this other shit. It's just not. And I think that market is going to come back.
Here's the other thing is these junkyards and these places have been scrapping steel. So these cars are disappearing. And there's there's not parts out there because the scrap prices have been so high. So when you try to go get used parts for them, they're gone.
Yeah,
they are gone. They're cleaning out the junkyards.
Most pick-apart places only have cars that are roughly 8 to 10 years old. And an 8 to 10-year-old car now, that's junk anyway. So go find a 96 F-150 sitting in a pick-apart. You're not gonna.
Right.
No, but that's the thing. So if you're looking for that type of stuff, you need to be looking at Facebook, man. They are all over. The problem is The problem with Facebook is everyone's seen YouTube and knows I know what I got.
I know what I got.
Yeah, that's like that Suburban.
I watch Pawn Stars. I know how to do it.
Yeah, seriously. It's like I told that dude with that Suburban. I was like, call me when it's a $600 truck because I ain't fucking paying $1,300 for a truck with a blown transmission.
Let's see if the guy messaged me back. 1 second.
Well, like that Ford that I did that ZF swap in, I couldn't find any of the top end pieces, and of course Peg had one up there one night when I was talking to him, and I was like, God, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But the long and short of it is that I couldn't find that in any parts or junkyard around here because they're just non-existent.
No, and that was already a rare part anyway.
Oh, hell, Grant, just a drill press is a game changer in the shop. What are you talking about? But the centering bits are awesome too.
Yeah.
I will say this. When I was younger, I had to do a bunch of like somewhat precision holes in a thing I was building in a mount for a truck.
Armand in the house. What's up, brother?
I could not afford a drill press. And I literally went and bought some cheap, square tubing with the holes already in it that they put like road signs on at the parts store. And then I built some pieces and mounted a drill into it and then kind of made it like a boom arm that I could burp, burp, and just drive that drill through there. And I bought I think it was like a tool shop brand Menards drill. And by the time I did all these holes and all these plates, the drill was dead. And the arm was already kind of messed up. And I just kind of took the drill back and it was like, all right, this worked out, And I'm like, if I just would have had a drill press, I'd still have that drill press and that would have been a better investment.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling everybody. That goes back to what CP has said. If you're going to get into something like I'm going to fix my own car and you get into the idea of like, well, I want to do it on the cheap. Well, that's fine. But look at what it would cost you to pay somebody to do it if you're going to do it. And know that that's what it's worth and that's what it costs. And if you can take the value and invest that in tools and do it yourself, then invest that money because you would have paid it anyway if you didn't do it.
Yep. And you're going to have to pay it again depending on what it is.
The next time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've always been that way where I buy the tool for the job I need and it'll pay for itself the next time I need to do it.
Well, the biggest thing is buying the tool that's not going to be a big piece of shit neither. Because that's
well, you got to learn that the hard way sometimes, you know.
It takes
I know it's buying this more expensive shit. Doesn't have to be bougie shit. That's just it, though. Like, I mean, I know a lot of guys think that I'm just all about that, but you have to watch my whole channel to understand that's not what I do. You know, everybody just sees the snap-on and the Mac because that's what they want to pick on at first.
10 years, yeah.
If you really know my channel, look at this. These are not. I bought these. These are $15 set of transfer punches. They're not expensive transfer punches. You know, I don't.
Yeah, those will do. Yeah, you're not going to be using those every single day, so those don't need to be the top of the line. Like if you were fabricating stuff every single day, you're going to want the good ones because you're going to wear them out quickly.
Well, and it goes back to just like this smoker I just bought. You know, if you're looking at the cheapest one is this price, and the most expensive one is this price, and that difference isn't even half of the cost of the cheapest one. You might as well step up your game to the higher one because you're wasting your money with the cheaper one.
Yeah, you got to buy. You got to buy based on your use. So, like, obviously, I'm using tools more than a guy that's going to be just working on building his ride on the weekends. Yeah. So that's a different story. And like, not to pick on somebody like Vice Grip Garage, but like that guy literally gives away all his tools all the time. So like, he buys a lot of Harbor Freight stuff to use, but he's always getting new tools on his channel all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, it's not the same for a guy like that. Like he promotes stuff like that for guys to do that. I get it. You know, I don't want to get in this discussion because it's always like dead end.
Yeah. No, you know, yeah. What is hold on.
It's like the Astro bolt grip set.
Ooh. So go check out CP's channel. He's really good at directing you towards the right things.
Ah, yeah, that is a good kit. Yeah.
So I have
$40.
Yeah, wasn't even that bad. So I have a harmonic balancer puller that I had to
What's up, brother?
And when I used it, I hated using it because it's gnarled up and old and just beat to crap. And it's been a good harmonic balancer puller. So when I wanted to go out and get a new one, it's not something you want to go cheap on because you don't want to mess up your harmonic balancer. So, you know, it's simple stuff like that where, am I going to use that tool a lot? No. But it's worth getting a good one.
Junker Clunker is under the weather. He has got the Rona. And so we are running the show for him. The lunatics are running the asylum. We are in here without any adult supervision, and we are keeping it running strong.
None of the adults. Adults have left the building.
Yep, it's just us boys.
Like what you're saying, James, is the good thing is to always invest in something that's the best bang for your buck at the end of the day. Yep. Investing in you're never going to go wrong with the middle of the road, almost always. Like you can go, as long as you go with something that's not the cheapest, but it may not be the most expensive, but if you go with the middle of the road, you're probably not going to go wrong with it. That's really the biggest thing. Do I always do that? No. There's some things I won't negotiate with because of the amount of use that I put on it. You know, I mean, higher use requires better product. I mean,
and that goes back to
stuff. What's up? I haven't seen this.
It's not only the use of it, but you know, it's the difference.
Yeah, he used to be around a lot in the beginning.
If I need this really long pry bar that I use occasionally, do you really need the most expensive version of that?
No.
You know, it's a piece of steel. I mean, yeah, there's ones that are definitely better than others, but it's not a precision tool.
Well, and how often are you using it? If you're putting this, if you're every day using this pry bar to, let's say, like I watch a guy that builds pole barns and they have to use it every day to align the big steel poles, and you're out there on it every single day, you probably want to get a really nice one.
Well, it's like a stiletto framing hammer.
Oh, fact.
Yeah, I mean, I've used one of those, and it's like, this is amazing.
They are.
And if I was to frame all day, this would be a lifesaver.
Yep, but I don't do it enough to. It turns out my Harbor Freight freaking hammer, because I feel like when it comes to a basic claw hammer,
I bought too expensive of a a framing hammer one time.
Oh,
I did
nobody-
like one big job, and I was like, I need a cool one.
And now where is that cool one?
It hangs out in the bottom of the hammer drawer.
Yeah, exactly. With all the other Harbor Freight hammers,
Yeah.
You know what I mean. It's one of those things where you're right. My buddy is a carpenter. When we build, sometimes I get my hands on his good tools, and then he's like, "No, those are mine. Go use your garbage." And I was like, "Oh, that's just how it goes."
Probably gonna get a bunch of hate over my video that I just launched tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of clickbaited it in the title.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's not a bad clickbait. It was just to fire people up to get them
All right,
inspired.
Grant. We appreciate you coming in, Grant. Anytime. Sorry, I'm
I was
behind over here.
inspiring people. Oh, is
Yeah,
that
well,
a
that's
stiletto?
listen.
Is that a stiletto?
No, that's a dead on.
Oh, that's an expensive hammer, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
It looked
stilettos are
badass.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw this hammer, I went in and I was like, I'm going to buy a good framing hammer. And then I ran
Yeah.
across this thing, and my awesome factor got in front of me, and I was like, I don't care what that costs. Like, it wasn't stiletto money, but this is a good framing hammer, and I don't regret buying it for the job I did.
I never knew the difference in hammers until I started upgrading from when, I started out with wooden handled hammers when I was a kid, and then we got an East Wing, and then I think I got a Stanley Fat Max, and then I think my buddy he's got a stiletto, and I was like, people that can't tell the difference in quality, they're lying to themselves.
Yeah.
Like because if I could swing a stiletto all day long, I would definitely do it. I don't care if I was hanging pictures, because it's just awesome.
Yeah.
So everyone's watching your stuff. There's some concerns, and they're saying you're not.
Hey, thank you for the best. I
You're
appreciate
not-
you saying
yeah.
that. I always get worried about that because the title was definitely kind of clickbaity, but I felt like, the truth of the matter is my whole video is based on everybody. This is basically the conversation we're having. This is people moving. I've seen this, and I haven't been talking about this a lot on my channel. I do maybe a little bit, but there's no better time than to be working for yourself right now.
Yeah.
If you are a tradesman and you have the ability to fix or repair something, dude, just start working out of your house. I don't even give a shit. You can literally find jobs, contract everything right now, and it's it's amazing.
So with my career, I have thought about just saying, screw you, big business, and walking away and doing exactly what I do right now for myself. And I've watched guys do it, and the jobs are very lucrative. But it comes down to, it's a different level, and you can contest to this, CP. When you commit to working for yourself, it is a commitment. It's not a, hey, I just feel like showing up and working today. No, you got to work. It's not it's a different deal when you work
And
for
it's
yourself.
not.
I
It's
watch my
not.
wife do
I'm
it
gonna
all
put
the time.
in
and
8 hours and then be done for the day. No, the job doesn't end when you work for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like I see these guys that are working hard, especially on YouTube. I know some of these guys are just badasses turning day, and they're like, man, I'm beat down, I'm tired, and I'm like, dude, how much you making an hour? And they're telling me like, oh, $25 an hour, and I'm like, F that. Are you kidding me, dude? Quit your job right now. Just stop. You can go in and tell your boss right now, I'm done. I'm done. And they're going to, if they're smart, they're going to beg you to stay. And it's going to force these corporate clowns. So my buddy's in the trucking industry, but he's worked for a big company, XPO Logistics. And next year they're putting regulations on training for these new kids that are new people, not necessarily kids, but anybody that wants to get a CDL, where you have to have 120 hours of minimum
You got to go through school.
training time, which is good, but it bottlenecks getting people out in the road in these trucks, and it's going to further suck down the industry.
And to add to that, CP, if you look at the state of Iowa, because my brother-in-law runs a trucking outfit right now. He's a manager there.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
the other problem he runs into is there is now only 6 locations in the state of Iowa that you can even get your license at. And they only test twice a week.
Right. And you have to make an appointment. You have to make an appointment. You can't even go in and then walk in to do an appointment. Now you have to make an appointment, and some of them are 30 to 60 days out.
And they'll
That's
fail
how
you.
screwed up our system is.
They'll fail you for the stupidest crap if you get.
Oh yeah, dude, I got failed. I got failed the first test I did for not looking right down on. Listen to this. She goes, "You didn't look right down the road." I go, I'm on the main road, okay? I don't need to protect the idiots that are going to pull out in front of me on the right-hand side. That's one of those things. And she goes, "That's not good defensive driving." And I go, "Excuse me?" I go, "Why is it my responsibility as a truck driver to take care of the idiots in the world that want to pull out in front of me?" That's not. And you know what? It's already bad enough as when I was a truck driver. It's already bad enough. And the amount of stress that it caused on me in the wintertime and whatnot, because people do that shit no matter what. They're reckless and pull out in front of you like, "Oh, screw you, you stupid trucker, you're in my way." Yeah. Okay, I'm driving an 80,000-pound missile in the middle of the snowstorm.
Yeah, and they think you can just stop. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they have no common sense. And I would stress me out all the time. Like, I have enough things to worry about. And that DOT person, and when I got out of the truck that day, I went over to her and I looked at her and I go, "I hope I don't get you again." But I said, "You are the dumbest person I've ever met in my life." And I just turned around and walked away.
Yep.
And I was like, I basically took my own hands, like my CDL, but I think I was only like 23, 24 at the time. Yeah. And I basically just looked at her and said, "You're an idiot." I said, she failed me because I didn't look right down the road.
Iowa's a big state for, I'm going to drive a truck for grandpa, hauling grain, and I'm going to be a small farmer, and then I'm going to move up into being a trucker because I've been doing this since I was 16 on the farm. You can't do that anymore. No. Even if you've driven a semi and you know how to do it, you're going to get told you got to go to the class with Akbar and Muhammad, and you got to learn with them, because if you don't, you're not qualified. And it's like,
because we said so.
Drove grain truck and semi since I was 13 years old.
What's up, Midnight Road? How's it going, brother? Have you guys
nightmare?
CP,
absolute nightmare. Like,
have you seen Midnight Road's shop drink challenge thing he's got started?
I have seen you posting up for the shop drink challenge, but I have not actually.
I'm sure you've got some sort of concoction shop drink something. Yeah.
Well, water. No. What
water.
Like a liqueur.
Yeah, I made mine. You can see
like
I made mine.
Wine.
It'll be up tomorrow, I think, is when that's coming out for mine. But
I gotta do one.
Trying to get people
time, but I come home at night and then I get on these things because people call and ask me. And
I
texted. A bunch of time.
I texted, but
all right, that's true.
I mean,
that's the new calling. I mean,
yeah, it's true. It's true. Doing paperwork, yeah, that is. I mean, that's a lot of things that people don't think about when they go into work for themselves. Is all of the administrative things that are required to do a job. It's not just doing the job. It's and then don't even start on taxes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, and that's just a good accounting.
It's like hire an accountant.
My wife was in business for 2 years when she realized no, and she did one better. She did an accountant that's also a tax attorney.
Yep.
So yes. He's awesome.
Learning taxes, that guy just saying the same thing. Yep.
Just takes care of it.
Or white reserve. Most of the
time. I am a humble person.
Yep. No, but Rich is right. Like, you work 7 days a week when you own your own business. You're working all of the time.
And I've seen too many people that get into this idea that I work for myself now, so I can set my own hours. And no, you can't.
Oh, Nick Hildebrandt's in Texas, by the way. So yeah, he's a guy. If you got tax questions, I'm going to send them to you, Nick, because I know, like, you're getting ready to start your holy, or what do you call it?
Season.
Your Olympics. You're getting ready to start the Olympics. Nick, I remember last year when he started it, he was like, "Oh, it's tax season." And like, we didn't hear from him for like 3 months. But anyways, yeah, dude. You know what though? 7 days a week. Here's the thing: is I'd rather work 7 days a week for myself than 4 days a week for somebody else.
Oh, I'm with you.
That's not wrong.
You know, I mean,
my whole day doing everybody else's job.
Mentally. I do work a lot more mentally. But the thing about it is when I say, if I want to say screw it, and like if I want to go to lunch, I don't have to ask anybody. And like last week, I decided that I wasn't gonna I didn't really plan my vacation, but last week I decided I wanted to not do anything over Thanksgiving. Somebody even got upset with me. A couple of people got upset with me because I didn't reply to them on my YouTube account. And I was like, I don't give a shit. And not only that, I'm firing customers. I'm firing parts people now. I'm firing anybody I want now. If you do not meet my expectations, you're gone. Because it's my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my time. This is no better time than right now to be a blue collar person and literally shove the stuff right down these people's throats. Your corporate people that you're working for, the people that are trying to wreck this country, everybody. You literally, if you can stand up for yourself right now and say, especially if you're a hard worker already, like you got it made in the shade. Like you're a detriment to the company that you're working for, and you're putting in that time and effort. You're doing a good job. Like I just say, sorry guys.
So I'm not going to say my company's some great company. They're not, but they pretty much let me run my own show. So it's kind of they don't care. There's no expectation. They just show up and do 8 hours a day. They don't care if you show up at 9. They don't care if you show up at 6. As long as you put in 8 hours a day. Whenever you want to go to lunch, go to lunch. If you want to tell somebody to kick bricks, tell them to kick bricks. As long as the job gets done in the end, they really don't care. Because they expect so much out of the technicians that they let us get away with murder because they know if we were to walk, they know they wouldn't operate without us. So we do essentially have the upper hand. And I can't complain too much because, like, I took 2 weeks off. I took 2 weeks off for Thanksgiving. I went to work for 3 days just to finish some stuff I wanted to get done with. But I literally told my boss the Thursday before I left. I mean, it was just like, hey, I'm going to take 2 weeks off. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, bye.
Yeah. Well, that was smart of him to say that. It was smart of him to say that, though. I mean, honestly, like he's a wise man for not saying no, sir. That's not going to happen. Like you're. I would never tell my top and my like if it was me. That's the worst part about it though. Is like me right now. I'm not going to hire anybody. So I have like the kid that helps me out, but he's like part time, and I don't know if he's going to go full time. Problem is, there's no loyalty though on that aspect. So working for yourself and being self-contracted, that's why I say it's the best. Like make your own money and do your own thing right now. Because I don't think if you can start a business, I don't know that you can retain people. That's the other problem.
Yeah, that's the other problem. And I've actually tried. So when I was younger, I tried to start a small tree trimming service. And, I was very advocate. I'm like, I'm going to do this. There's good money in it. I can go out and trim trees and I'm going to buy some trucks. And I was very like, I'm going to do this. And then I started to hire people.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaving this one up. This one is so true.
I like it. Yeah, Rich, this is I like You're my kind of people, brother. Let me tell you that much. I can promise you that. Which I mean, I'm not getting rich by any means. Like I understand what you're saying there, dudes. Like it's a risk, but right now it's the least riskiest time for you to start something on your own.
Well, but like you said though, if you pull people, you have your mindset. This is the business is going to be about this, and you get somebody in who's working for you, which is now a brand ambassador or whatever, and he doesn't put in. Paycheck. He's just there for a paycheck, and he doesn't put in or put off. It's really it really sucks when you're in that situation. My biggest problem,
and I do this at my corporate job, and I always have, is I show up and I work to my expectations.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always said, 12 years ago when I started, I was like, I'm never going to be that old bastard that sits in the corner saying, screw this place and just sitting on my hands. But as I get farther in it, I go, you know what? I've been busting my ass for 11 years. And I'm not getting anything that guy's not getting. So then I start getting that, what I call the union mentality. And there's nothing against union, but that's what I call it because I watch a lot of union guys do that. Because they just got some old cadre union guy that's just like, why are you working so hard, boy? You're making me look bad.
It's not the same union as what our grandfathers were into, though. Like the union changed in the late 90s. The union flipped in the late 90s, and it turned into, we deserve this, we're going to get this, and we're not going to work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I literally work in a place where everyone, at the certain rank and rate or time gets paid the same. And I get that, but I'm literally in that position right now where it's like I have people that are worthless at their job, so we just fucking hide them. because we can't deal with them. We can't get rid of them because they haven't done anything egregious, but they suck. So we're just not going to make them do anything. We're going to hide them in this corner. And then you have me, who is literally 128 days from retirement, and they are sending me across the world because they've worked themselves into a predicament where they don't have anyone qualified. I have been in the back doing things, getting things going, and then they're like, oh shit, we're screwed. We need you to get everything back, all your qualifications back, jump through all these hoops and send you around. And then today I have an issue, and you know what happened? It's an issue that's going to make me have problems. It's going to be a problem for me. And you know what they did? They looked at it and they said, well, you're probably not going to die, so you can deal with that when you get back.
That's
fucking thanks.
Dude,
that goes back to all those other people
right there. Go ahead, dudes.
All those other people that are just as qualified as you. It should just be a swap.
That's the problem. They're not just as qualified. They're just as paid, and they're just as much time in, but they're not qualified. And the problem is the qualification doesn't change the money.
Dude, I would kiss you right now. Let me tell you, dude. I am. This is another reason why I say quit your job. Because the rewarding of people who are lazy. This is why I quit driving truck. Because I was working 70 hours a week while some douchebag would tell me that every time he'd tell a man, I got to go home, my kid's soccer game. I was like, what about me? Well, you don't have kids. Oh, really? So because I don't have a family, I'm not allowed to have a life. I get it now. We're going to hold you down from wanting to go on a date or go out and have fun with somebody because you have kids and you want to be lazy. That's my fault. Oh, well, you want to ask people that I worked with what kind of an asshole I really am? Watch me be in the office when somebody said something like that. Boy, oh boy. I remember watching my manager's eyes just like he was like looked and he's like, no.
Stop. Well, so that's the other thing. I get away with shit at work.
I up like a pufferfish when that would happen.
I get to say things at work that above I get to reach and punch above my weight, my rank a lot. And the reason I can do it is because I'm indispensable in some ways, and that makes me brave. Because what are you going to do?
I've told everybody the same thing. If you want to achieve something at your job, achieve the ability to not be fired. If you're doing your job well enough and they can't fire you, you have all the power. Period.
Right.
Become essential. If you're essential, then you can just walk around and just be like,
oh, dude, that's what I did. I literally walked out with my middle fingers hanging out all the time. Like, I'm not even joking you. Like, I'm not even joking you because I literally was like, fire me. Ask me if I can. Like, I would see people not doing work on docks or stuff like that. I was an HR nightmare. That's what they called me, the HR nightmare. The HR people knew me so well that they were like, they're like, CP, not again. CP, not again. They're like, dude, we can't. So, and I'm like, fire me then. I'm like, fire me. I'm not going to sit here and work like I'm a huge fat dude and I'm working my ass off. And these guys are half the size of me and they're lazy as shit. Like, are you kidding me? Like, oh yeah, dude.
No, well, I'm not replaceable in corporate. That's not a true statement.
That's not a true statement, especially in the military nowadays, because the problem is, especially when you get into aviation and stuff like that, it took me the last 4 weeks to get my qualifications back, and I was already qualified before. It's just stuff that I hadn't had to get redone since I've been back because it wasn't part of my job, my purview anymore. And so I jumped through all those hoops because that's the whole reason. So you would need to spend 2 years training someone to do the jobs that I could walk right back into doing because I've already had that training. I had to get a physical and some paperwork and all that stuff done. But the fact that you're getting it, it's just, I have 128 days left and I'm done. And that is not a time when they should be putting more and more and more responsibility onto my plate. My plate should be getting cleaner as I'm walking towards the door. And now I'm going to go do this thing, be gone for a month. And because of this issue I had today, I'm going to be a month behind my process to getting out. So now I have a month less time to do what I need to do. And it was basically like, well, that sounds like your problem. The best part is they didn't even have they didn't even have the balls to come out and say it that way. They skirted around it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I had to be the one to say, oh, so it's a me problem then. And then they look at me like I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
No, and see, on that comment,
I didn't mean
there,
I don't know if Rich is messing with me now, but I wasn't picking on Rich. She's my dream. That's awesome. That's not the thing though, is like people use that as a crutch, like more than once. I've seen the same guys doing it over and over. I got to go do this. My kid's got a wrestling tournament.
Yeah.
I got a wrestling tournament this weekend. I got to leave early on Friday. Every single weekend. And then when I wanted to leave, it was like, well, you can't because you don't have kids and this and that. And I'm like, it's not good enough excuse, bud. I go, I've been turning out 70 hours a week every freaking week. I'm the one that, does this and that. And I'm a top producer. I keep my numbers up higher than everybody else. But yet we let the guy that literally is just hanging on by a thread go home early. And it's like that with every place I've worked at in the last decade, that the biggest piles of garbage because they don't produce. So we get them out of the way to let the guys that do work do the job.
It's like what Midnight Road said. It's failing up. They put them he doesn't do a great job here, so let's go put him over here and it'll be okay because it's less demanding and whatnot.
Yeah,
we have a saying in the Navy, when people talk about their kids, like they didn't come in your sea bag, which I think is an asshole thing to say because I've had to go do things for my kid. It happens. And you need to make time for your family, like Rich is saying too. But all of the time it's not fair to the guys like you that don't have a family that to have you cover it every time and give that, which that sounds like a bad manager. Because that's another thing. It's really hard
like
to find
in every big business, though. In every big corporate industry, that's how it is, dude. When you're talking, you got to have 300 employees in a place where you work. That's exactly how it is because management doesn't want to deal. Not only that, I'm the type of person that didn't like. I really would never say nothing neither. Man, like I never got mad about it. Like I didn't say, well, that's it, I'm quitting. Or I didn't push anything until I finally did. Until I finally had enough. And then they wanted to scramble, but it was too late.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Man, that's awesome.
You've got to be. So there's a difference, you know what I mean? Everyone knows those guys at work. And
here, stop 1 second. Wait.
Yeah.
Answer Piston's question. I sent it to him on Instagram. So just open your Instagram Messenger. It should be in there.
Yep. Yeah,
why does that suck?
Huh?
Does it suck for being married 28 years? That doesn't suck, does it?
No, I don't think he was saying suck. He's just saying that married 28 years and doing the job.
But there's good people, dude. I worked with guys that worked and had kids, and they didn't do that shit. You know what I mean? Like there's good morals, being respectful, and like just that's the difference in work ethic and what's changed. Like that's what the problem is.
Work ethic is gone. It just is.
Yeah. Like, there's good morals, being respectful.
You got the mute that other one there, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that was the problem. Like these clowns that would get away with it, they figured out how to trick the system, get what they wanted, and they kept getting and they kept letting them get by because they didn't have the numbers to be productive. I hate the bean counters. That's why I hate the bean counters because they look at that shit and they go, oh, well, this guy's numbers are down, so we want to get him off the clock as soon as possible. That way, and the reason why they do that is the manager then doesn't have to make up excuses for that guy's lack of progress.
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes them look bad.
Do.
Yep.
And so now you keep the best guys around working them all the time. And what do you got? You're just overworking the wrong guys.
Well, here,
there's a guy who gave me a great example for this. He says, what was it? 10% of the workers do 90% of the work. I don't remember who said it or where I heard it, but I was like,
I got a thing for you.
And then you end up running that guy or person or team into the ground. At a certain point, they will stop. And I'm sure Rich will say the same thing because he's talking about he's always done it for family and pushed his thing and done everything. But I'm sure he's been ridden to the end and been like, what the shit?
I got ridden to the edge in the trucking industry. So I was working on cars and working in the trucking industry 70 hours a week. And I always had weekends off. So that's why I had time to do work on vehicles. And I finally got to the point where I can make a choice. You know, do I have to work 70 hours a week anymore? Yeah, sure, that 6-figure paycheck was nice, but why would I sit there and continue to keep doing that?
Was it? He had to go pick up his phone. He threw like 40 minutes ago.
I gotta find something.
Damn it! I gotta look something up. I gotta get that damn thing.
I need that thing back, son of a bitch.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just it. We reward it. But the thing about it is, there's a catch-22 to this all. Like what they did to me was all they did was make me have enough money to walk away from and not need them. So they got me for 10 years of my life of working. But what they didn't do is get me for the life of my life working. They didn't keep me as a long-term employee. So that's the upside of that too. Sure, they worked the shit out of me, and I work 70, 80 hours a week. But look where I'm at now. Sorry, I could have stayed there, grounded out, making 6 figures, and been happy just doing a simple job. I mean, I'm not saying truck driving's easy, but it's definitely not the hardest thing I've ever done. And now I don't need that, because I set myself up for the future. You know,
so I'm going to read this, and it's the perfect reading for what we're talking about exactly. Okay, it was sent to me by a coworker of mine that feels everything that we're talking about right now. So, when an employee performs inconsistently good, becomes expected, and may unknowingly be taken for granted. I have seen people in leadership positions manipulate high-performing employees to produce more, take on burdens for others, yet at the same time, nothing is done to address the significant shortfall in the performance of the team members. At the same point, the person will get burned out and lose all their inspiration to continue performing at such a high level. According to Tim McClure, when passionate employees become quiet, it usually signals that the work environment has become very dysfunctional. As a leader, this is something you must observe and act on immediately. Please don't push your most loyal people to the point that they no longer care. When you have people passionate, inspired, and motivated to help the company achieve its vision while fulfilling its purpose, you must do everything in your power to ensure that those teams keep their vibe and keep moving forward.
Absolutely. That's exactly what happened to me.
And you know
who wrote that?
That is a manager's training seminar from Google.
Yeah, dude. So here's the thing. I never wrecked a single truck. I always went above and beyond to help the customer. Did everything that I ever did, and I worked for LTL. So basically, same thing as FedEx or whatnot. But I did that for 10 years. What's that?
Keep going.
Well, I did that for 10 years, and I got to the point where I literally said, I've had enough. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of coming in and working my ass off and getting no reward for it whatsoever. I didn't make more money than the guy that didn't work less below me. That's the biggest thing is, like, I wasn't getting paid more money, and I wasn't getting more time off than him. So why stay there? I had no incentive to stay in the business anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that,
what's up, Piston?
What's up, Piston?
Well, and see, that's one of the biggest problems. You know, the people that work for themselves are people that would have been a very hard worker. You know, people with successful businesses that work for themselves. There's a lot of people that work for themselves that I'm not saying are hard workers sometimes. That's not all inclusive. So those are the people that left their jobs because they said, you know what? I'm not going to work my ass off for you. I'm going to work my ass off for me. Period. You know, and then you have the people that are just more than willing to just show up to work, do what is required of them with whatever expectation, and go home. And I'll tell anybody, if you feel that you're overworked or working too hard, stop doing it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being the guy that just says, hey, you know what? You're not going to push me around anymore, and I don't want to be the only guy in here doing the work.
Yeah, the problem is that
fear.
No, it's not a fear. It's an ingrained. I don't know. You know how many times I've been like, "Fuck it, I'm done. I'm over. I'm not gonna bitch about."
That's your work ethic.
I'm not gonna do any of this. And 2 days go by, and then someone does something stupid, or I see something stupid happen, and I'm like, "Oh no, everyone stop. We're gonna do it the right way." And then I'm like,
ethic.
Right back into it. Well,
because you're not willing to let the shit fall on the ground.
You know what the worst part about being in the corporate side of that is they can't do nothing to stop you from leaving because they can't offer you anything. No. Because they back themselves in the corners now where they set standards for everybody and you're screwed. And that's what the problem is with this is we have no way to reward. They have no way to reward the people. and take care of them the way they should.
The
That's like the
company
old
I
days
work
when you
for has gone the other way. They run everybody into the ground, and then they keep a buffer for when you stand up and say, "This is bullshit. I'm going to quit." And then they go, "Okay, we'll give you a little more money. Will that make it okay?" And then they'll give you that little more money until you do it again, and then they'll give you a little more money. And they just keep that buffer on everybody because they're waiting for you to do it.
Yeah.
That's the worst part, is they're already aware of the game and they're just waiting for you to scream bloody murder. And then you'll get satisfied at some point with the amount of money you're giving them. And you'll go, how many times can I pull this? And then you'll just kind of settle in and stop producing as much and just be happy and move on. I mean, that's
a lot of employers got comfortable over the last 5-10 years, especially after what happened in 06, 07, 08, where people lost their jobs, right? And you could run people into the ground. You can do that. And
because where else were they going to go?
That's exactly the problem. Where today you can find somewhere else or work for yourself. Now, that archaic way of thinking that managers had, and a lot of them still have, you'll find it everywhere. The civilian sector, you see it in the military, because like where I work at, I'll give this quick little story. We had two people. You got East Coast, West Coast of Canada, right? And from day one, when these two got recruited, they were told, you're going to go to the West Coast. You're going to the West Coast, 100% you're going to the West Coast. They get posted to the East Coast. For 3 years, they sat waiting for training courses. Basically, it's called like BTL, base training list. People that were employed but had no job whatsoever. And it is demoralizing. It may sound like a great thing where you basically show up and you do nothing, but imagine sitting, you got all this that you want to do, and you sit in a room with a bunch of other people, and you have no job, no task, and you're useless. That wears on people. 3 years go by, they finally come to us, and they say, you know what, we've had enough of this. We're getting out. We've got jobs lined up for us on the West Coast. We had two types of people that were in charge. One of them was, to hell with it, let them go. We don't need them. We're not going to bow down to their demands. And we were willing to have two people that, by the time they got to us, that was a lot of investment, a lot to get them qualified to that point. They were willing to say, screw it. We don't care if the West Coast needs two people. We're not going to have these people dictate what's going on. Another boss came in, said, we'll send them. We'll send them because it's worthwhile sending them to where they want to be, because their quality of life is important and they're going to get something out of it. And we're going to have two more employees in a trade that is desperately needing people. And the amazing thing was all the pushback came from a lot of dinosaurs that said, if we do that, then everybody's going to be demanding these things. Turns out that didn't happen. People just want to have a good quality of life. And if at the end of the day, you're not sure what you're doing in the military, I got people that come up and they ask me all the time. They say, I'm thinking of quitting. What are your reasons? And if it's got to do with family life and everything else, at some point, we're going to hang up our uniforms. At some point, we're going to retire. We're going to hang up the coveralls. Whatever it is, the life that you have after that, you're deciding that right now. With how you're working, where you're working. If you find yourself working in a place where you're working to the bone and you're tired and you're exhausted and you're coming home and you have no life afterwards, change it. 100% change it. Do what you can. And like CP's saying, right, now's the time. If you've got skill sets, especially in any industry, anything that's blue collar, where you have those skill sets and you have that knowledge that textbooks can't teach, you are a golden chip. Either somebody's going to hire you or you can do it on your own. But it's dangerous doing it by yourself if you don't do the background work first. And that's why I wanted to jump in here, was not to steal the show, but there's so many resources that are available for small businesses, for sole proprietors, for people who want to go out. Do not, if you want to take this route, don't go unguided. Take those resources, quietly do it while you still have a job, while you still have that safety net of being employed somewhere. You might be miserable, but you're still getting a paycheck. But quietly do the homework, do the research, learn about bookkeeping, learn about, what you need to do to start up your own business, the legal side of it, especially as sole proprietor. If you're your own business, man, you are liable for everything. And up here, if you fuck up, they can take your house. You got
LLC and whatnot. Yeah.
Let me lay this on you real quick, though. What I have found with a couple guys that I've actually helped them do this is that in these small businesses, you can get a 1099. So like a couple of guys that worked at shops where I was going to, they're like, hey, you need to tell me more about what you do and what you're doing. And so I'm like, sure. And of course, I'm not going to lie to you. It's a little bit of, I'm treading on thin ice when I do this, but the reality is I said, dude, go to your employer and say, I want to quit and be self-employed. and I want to be contracted to you. So like in some of these trades, like electricians, plumbers, and whatnot, if you can go work for some of these smaller businesses that will pay you much better, and you can contract to them. So you can still keep that safety net, and especially that's why the trades. That's why I'm saying it's really good. Is you go to those guys and they're gonna jump all over you. Hell yeah, dude! I'll pay you $80 an hour right now. I don't have to pay health insurance. I don't have to pay
liability insurance.
No. And even in the taxes side, I don't have to pay the thing. Dudes, before we get too far, can you read this quote from in the voice? Because this quote is good right here, the one I have up.
Okay. We the willing, led by the unknowing, doing the impossible for the ungrateful. We have done so much for so long. We are now qualified to do anything with nothing.
I don't know what that's from, but that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's had to go watch CP's video. Well, I didn't get too fired up on it, but that's what my video has been about. It's about what we're talking about tonight. And I really could have went on for probably 20, 30 minutes because obviously we've been doing it now for quite some time. But I've been wanting to put this out there for so long. I've been wanting to talk about it for so long, and I think now is the time. Everybody's sitting down for Christmas time, and there's probably going to be some people that are going to get their taxes this year. They're going to reflect back on their work year, with the Rona and everything, and the shortage of resources and assets and stuff like that to get. And I'm telling everybody to take a look at your life for 2022. And the best thing you can do is we need to shut down some of these corporations because they're the ones that are really screwing this country over bad by not being able to pay the employees like they should. The ones that are working, they're not appreciating those employees like they should. And there's nothing that's made me happier than leaving that life behind and not being under the thumb of like what Piston's saying is the security blanket thing. Like, I understand that. There's guys got families and whatnot. I understand that. But like what I just said, that's where you can keep that security blanket by being contracted. So you make sure the easiest way to do it is set yourself up and go. So if you're in a plumber or mechanic or anything, you can either go to your employer and say, look, man, I'm going to start working for myself. So I'm going to make my own schedule now. And here's what it's going to be. And you can 1099 me.
Well,
and
so here's the thing in my company. So a lot of guys that retired because they're in the middle of large contracts and large business, and they got a lot on their plate. When they go to leave, it's always like what Wasted's over there dealing with. They're putting more on your plate right at the end because they just want to get the most out of you right before you leave. So a lot of the guys, they'll just turn around and say, you know what? Instead of leaving in 6 months, I'm going to leave today. Unless you want to just get rid of all this work. Or you can set me up with a contract right now to work as a contractor for triple my pay for the next 3 years, and I'll make sure all this stuff gets done. So we have had guys that have watched that happen enough times to where there's a lot of guys in my group that are like saying the same thing. Why are we working for the company? Why don't we just work for ourselves and work at the company?
Well, and like Rich just said with the union thing, he's getting screwed by the union now because he's under the finger of a set contract. And that's exactly what the problem is here, is that if you're a good worker, which I know there's guys in the union who are good workers, there's guys in the union, there's good money to be made as being a union worker, but there's better money to be made by contracting it out yourself, because that's how they got the contracts in the first place, was the union contracts. Now I understand there's a lot more politics to it than just that, because I know that there's certain people that only do union stuff. Like I know there's companies in the freight business, like Pechenay Plastics is a company that I know of, like right off my head. They do food grade material wrapping, and they only deal with union companies, union transportation companies first. That's what they deal with first. And then after that, they go to whoever's the best contract, and all that business. But
see, there's some corporate underlining trade going on there too.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to throw this out here. Like,
it's a monopoly.
And I don't mean to say this as an insult to anybody at all. If you've got a job right now, union or not, leaving, like you have the knowledge to do really good things at what you're doing, right? But do a lot of us not go do our own thing because of the risk of failing, that lack of security that your current employment has?
Oh, that's the bread and butter of military. Oh, what are you gonna do when you get outside? What are you gonna? They make it so. Even when I went through the tabs classes, I'm going out. The propaganda that's even in that as you're exiting, like I'm like, seriously, who came up with this? Because it's scare tactics, man.
Well, it's not only a scare tactic, but you got to look at the fact that we have a homeless population that is a large percentage veterans, that's a scary idea. Veterans should never have a large percentage of the homeless population.
You're not wrong.
But we all know the military people that started at 18 didn't learn a damn thing until they were 45 and then walked out of the military and went, the real world's scary.
I mean, so yeah, you're not wrong. I see that too, but I think a large portion of that military people that are homeless is more of a mental health issue than it is.
It's mental health and it's bad money management.
Yeah, I don't think it's one single thing. I mean, here we have, so what you guys have for a GI Bill, for example, we just started something like that.
Oh, wow.
And it's for university education or trades training once people leave. Depending on how much time they put into the military, they get X amount of dollars at 6 years, X amount of dollars at 12 years, right?
Not to cut you off right there, but how did they get people to join if there wasn't an initiative like that prior?
All right. So we have had, you know what? Normally I'm pretty filtered about what I say, but I'm just going to let it out there. So we've been having recruiting drives since the day I joined, and they've been absolute bullshit. All right. And here's the reason being is they've lost focus of what they want. You got people who have been in forever and a day, and they know what works for them. And those are the solutions. So what would make me stay in? Loyalty, pride, uniform. Put that stuff on a plate and try and eat it, man. These days, especially with what's going on, like when I joined my fire team partner, we taught him how to read the warrior handbook, right? He had a choice, prison or military. Those days are gone. Now, when you have people coming in who are in for 3 years, 5 years, and they say, I don't like this, I'm leaving. All of a sudden, those old decision makers with the recruiting drive have no idea what's going on because, well, we would never do that, but they don't understand. Kids these days are a lot more educated than we were when we joined. They've got a lot more options available to them, especially today. And they don't need to put up with crap. So they're going. When we found out that this was coming out, so we've got the basic Canadian Armed Forces, and then you got Veterans Affairs Canada, or VAC, right? Like your VA. It all comes out of the Treasury Board. It all comes out of the same overall large pot. But why they didn't use this as a recruiting drive? Hey, join the military. After 6 years, you can leave and get 40 grand to post-secondary. After 12 years, you can get 80. Now that's Canadian dollars, so it's like nothing compared to American dollars, right? But no, instead, it was when you retire. So instead of recruiting people, now they're giving those who want to leave a great stepping stone to go start a second career. It was the most ass-backwards thing ever. But when we're sitting here talking about job security and talking about everything else, they're not realizing that you are setting people up, especially in the trades. You come into the military, this is what recruiters should be saying. You want to get a job that pays well, start out with us. We'll give you your training, we'll get your tools, you get your apprenticeship, you get work experience, 5 years, you can go. If you want to stay, you can stay. If not, it's for life.
I don't know if he's clubbed over here, Salty.
Sorry, I'm just going off on a
No, you're good. I'm just trying to, we are all listening. I'm just trying to get the chat, as we're going as well.
No, you're saying exactly what needs to be said there.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wouldn't be in the job. 100%. I wouldn't be in the job I'm in. The trade is not something they teach anywhere but the military in what I do for a living. So most of the people I work with are all ex-military. There isn't a college out there that trains what I do. So it's the perfect example of it's a very small job, as far as people doing it, but it's very important. And there's no one that trains it because there's no school that's going to make any money off training it.
No.
So waterboarding?
The military is everything.
Waterboarding professionally?
So
yeah, that's a different side of it.
That's
if
part
we
of it.
teach people how to take care of themselves outside, remember what we talked about with the scare tactics?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if I teach you how to transition into the civilian world and do something as simple as how to find a doctor, how to do your taxes without having to go to another agency that we provide things for, if we teach you life skills aside from the actual trade, well, we can't keep our thumb on you anymore.
Yep.
And that frustrates me to no end seeing so many young people coming in who have so much talent and so much potential. And in 5 years, seeing them go because those tactics that they used when I joined, they don't work anymore because they
and there's a giant disconnect. It's like I saw something somewhere down here where the median age of our Congress and elected officials is like 75 years old or something.
Yeah,
like
dude.
They're not
Dinosaurs.
They do not represent the majority of the people who are voting or have any idea what it's like to be. Listen, I am 30. I'm 38 years old, and I have no idea what it's like to be a 20-year-old person right now. And that's a far shorter gap than like I see stupid fucking trucks leaned like this and TikTok videos, and I don't understand any of it. And I don't know how this 80-year-old dude who doesn't understand anything, I don't fucking get it. And you're the same way. If you are preaching stuff that you preached to us that barely worked when it pulled us in 20 years ago to 18, 19-year-old dude now, I mean, listen, no one gets in the back of a van with no windows for puppies and candy anymore. It's got to say free Wi-Fi and fucking Pokestops or some bullshit. I mean, that's probably outdated now, too.
One of the things
is that what it is? Okay, all right.
One of the things I've learned, like bosses, the best bosses I ever had, and the ones that I learned a lot from. And okay, I got to back up here in case I piss somebody off.
Well, we do need to address a couple of comments.
I would go back and do everything I've done in my career. I love what I've done and the opportunities that the uniform has given me. This whole thing back here, that's plan B after. That's because of what I learned and what they enabled me to do. So I'm not biting the hand that feeds me here. The best bosses I had, and both civvy and military, were the ones who, you're brand new here. We've got a problem and we need to figure it out. Those of us that have been here for 5, 10, 15 years, we're biased. So you're brand new. You might think that you're nothing, but we want to pick your brain because you might have that solution that's out of the box, this out of the box problem. All of a sudden, you are valued as an employee. Those are the ones that, okay, now I want to stay here because I'm part of something.
Yeah.
That if you have bosses that are like that, that's a good thing. And there's a lot to learn from them, but it's too far and few between.
Well, I think the other thing is you're fine, dude. I love it. I think it's great. What I think is the opportunity of like what I'm talking about doing right now is the opportunity is doing a reboot. It's doing a reboot on everything that like by going back and reverting and building up these small businesses, they have a chance to we can take. I mean, it's not going to hurt the industry, in my opinion, to get rid of some of these bigger companies that have gotten themselves backed into a corner. I think that if you could take a small company and that gives them an opportunity to understand that they can rebuild now and do the right thing and not follow the same standards as what we're talking about the people in the 70-year-olds that are in the offices or political crap. They have a chance to change. I can't even think right now. My mind's just.
If you look in the past, and we can always look at history, it's always a pendulum. Yeah. So when the pendulum swings one direction, we'll get a growth in the smaller market, and small business will grow and improve itself. I mean, that's where Walmart came from.
That's the backbone of America, though.
What Rich just said right here, and
if you have a boss that can do what you do and work right next to you, you have a good boss. Absolutely. One that doesn't know you, it's a mess. That's my boss right now.
Rich is a smart guy, dude. I love what Rich is saying because he's obviously working for a different type of union than what some of the unions are.
And we need to address that.
That's what we need to change right there.
Yep.
These guys that get in the office and they aren't doing anything anymore, and they just sit there and just tell you what to do, blah, blah, blah.
Or never they brought you in here to manage people, but you cannot manage somebody doing a job if you don't understand the job.
And Rich can speak for this one way or the other. If Rich wants to speak for this or not, we did not identify Rich as all unions are not bad. I like to make that statement. And then there's a big difference between a union that draws a hard line in the sand and says the company owes us versus we work for this company and we're happy to be here. So
well, and if you saw Shopcat, he talked about it with his union, how they don't really have teeth anymore, and he said they've been working without a contract for the last year. So It sounds like Rich has a really good union going on, and he's happy to be there. And it sounds like Shopcat is not happy about his current situation.
This is personal life experience for me, 101 right now. I started my shop, and I was trying to get in business with my buddy. And this is what my buddy wanted to do. You know what he told me? He said, screw what you want to do. I have all the money. I make all the rules. And I said, nah, brother. I was like, he who has the most gold makes all the rules. Now, those days are gone. I go, those days are gone. I go, he wanted me to run the shop, okay, and pay me peanuts. And I was like, wait a second here. I'm trying to become a partner with you and merge our businesses together. And I said, if you're not out in the shop working with me, we're not doing this, period.
Yeah.
And I said, and you know what? We literally fought, like fist fought each other at one point during this resurrection of this. After me helping him and bending over backwards to putting his business, I literally punched him right in the mouth one night while we were working on a 66 Impala. There was a current draw on it, and he was like, I'm going home. You figure out this problem. I go, no, you ain't going nowhere, because this was something you were supposed to fix. And you've done this to me a bunch of times. And I turned around and I just jaw-jacked him. And, of course, no cops came. We acted like men. He was pissed off. He didn't like it. But it still didn't knock his scruples loose to understand that he needed to be putting in more work. And you know what he did every day? Sat behind his desk still, putting in money in Robinhood, and then doing like, I need to do this investment, I need to do that investment, and didn't want to do the work anymore. Yeah. And that's when I finally said, see you later, bud. I'm done with you.
Find somebody else to pay peanuts.
And he told everybody how I was the a-hole because I was hard and difficult to work with. And I said, all I ever wanted you to do was actually do work. I was tired of you calling me in to clean up your mistakes and help your employees do their job, and then you trying to screw me out of money. I go, all you were ever trying to do is do the same thing everybody else in corporate America is. Get me to play the circus peanut trick, and that's not how it's going to fly anymore. You don't have that power anymore. I can go anywhere and make money. I can do anything. And I said, if you don't want to respect that, that's why I'm moving on. And that's all there is to it. And I said, I've been 100% transparent about what's going on here.
Well, and so the whole Rona thing that came along was a big wake-up call for a lot of people, as like your job of going to this place for a 9 to 5, you're not that fucking important. And this brick and mortar place where we conjugate all these people to do this thing is not a necessary overhead.
You got to keep the people in the cage or they don't do their job.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
But they found out during the Rona that's not necessarily true. These guys, these guys were actually getting more production out of people.
Here's the thing: our company actually did the metrics. So when everybody came back from COVID, they all went, "Well, you can work from home if you want, but you got to take a 10% pay cut." And everybody said, "Well, that's bullshit. Why?" Well, we found out that you're logged into your computer at work all day long. You get this much work done. When you're at home, you're logged into your computer for this much time, and you get this much work done. Why would we pay you the same to work from home? We're not getting any more out of you, but you're working less.
Yeah.
Well, and that brings me up to another good point. The whole thing with Mr. Trump. One reason why I don't like the guy, and people always try to tell me how great a president he was. But if he was the answer to this country, then why did he send people home to sit and not do their job? And I'm not picking sides on political, because they're all garbage in my books. And if people don't realize that by now, then they don't really see the bigger problem with this country. Is like that guy literally paid people extra money to sit at home and was okay with it, and yet was trying to play the disciple of try to play the savior of this country. And the reality of it is that was not the right way to do it. When Corona, we should have buckled down and we should have set up anything we could have to keep people working. If we would have done that, we wouldn't be in this position right now.
Well, and see, that was the problem. Like, that was one of my biggest pissed off moments with my company is they had all the COVID rules. They had all the don't come to the office out of these hours, got to separate, you got to, do all these things. And then our job, they just looked over at us and went, well, you guys just keep doing what you're doing, please. Because there was no doing less of our job or not showing up. I mean, we don't sit in an office. We don't have that luxury of just typing on a keyboard.
Just put in. Working from home doesn't work in a production facility.
Right.
I ran into the same problem. My job is very hands-on.
That's all.
Need to be there for it. So, like my wife and I, we're both she was working from home at the time, but there was a lot of teleconferences, video calls, stuff like that, and that worked for her.
Fall upwards, yeah.
Sail upwards, man. Jeez.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right, Piston. So it is like that's those people that went to work for home. What were they providing? What did they actually contribute? Oh, it's not politics, Rich. I wasn't talking politics. I was talking being real. That's all that was real talk.
Like, CP,
I don't care. I hate politics.
So her job, she could contribute from home because a lot of the work that they were doing at the time, they were testing a new platform coming out. And because of the contract of work, it was groups and agencies from all across Canada. They were doing VTCs, they were doing teleconferences, they were doing basically Zoom calls, so it really wasn't an effect. So she was happy doing it here. And it actually, the productivity for everything with the project picked up because a lot of it was based off of laptops and computers. It was the planning and how it was going to be implemented. On my side of things, I was the part that helped implement this stuff. And I had to be there hands-on. Same thing with my guys. You got to do. I talk with my hands, man. That's what I do.
No, you got to be the hands. I say that all the time. You can't cut off your own hands. That's why I never worry about my job because I'm the hands. If you go cutting your hands off, you can't wipe your ass.
So I was at home for 3 weeks, and I lost my ever-living mind because they said, well, and this is the part that I was really a little bit confused about was the, if you will, the upper management side stays at home and the worker bees go to work. I'm like, well, I'm their boss. I can't do this from home. I need to be there with them. All right, Cletus, good to see you. We're not boomers. Because boomers going to sit there.
I'm not a boomer, but I do want you to get the fuck off my yard.
Yeah, do so. But what we're all talking about here, what I like is these are all examples of how we've changed.
In here yet? I got something to say to him about being a boomer. Back in my day, we actually worked, son. Yeah.
What's work?
Tell me about being a boomer. I did everything with a shovel. I didn't dig holes with no machinery. I walked to school uphill both ways. Okay? You youngsters now, you don't know nothing. Boomer, yes, I got you, boomer.
It's okay, guys. You don't have to get your, feelings
No, I'm
hurt.
just not with you.
Rich
My
says
feelings
he's a
hurt.
boomer. It's okay to be a boomer, Rich. I'm just
feelings?
giving these guys a
You're
hard
in the wrong
time.
group.
No, dude, it's not being a boomer though. It's honestly, I think this is middle-aged thinking right now. Like, I don't like boomer mentality or what those guys like. I don't like. That's why Boomer Bill exists. He is exactly the reason why, because that's the people that used to say that. I walked to school.
Not all boomers are
How many
bad
times
either.
your dad told me about? Well, you don't know how hard it was. It's not the point. We don't have that hard of living now. The problem is that we got people that don't want to work now. Yeah, the people don't want to work now.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I will tell you right now, I'm definitely lazier than people. I say this all the time. I love this one all of the time. Mrs. Johnson in the fucking fourth grade. In the fourth grade, I had to learn math and all this other bullshit because it's not like you're going to walk around with a calculator in your pocket. Well, I beg to differ, lady.
Yeah, you're 100% right here. Yeah, they did. There's a lot of people say that tools don't make you a better mechanic. Bullshit. How am I going to do my job without a scan tool anymore?
Now,
explain it to me. I've heard that old saying 100,000 times. I'm like, really? When I started working on cars, it was basically you could get away with sockets and wrenches and whatnot. Before 2000, try to do that now. It's not going to work out for you. I promise you. And there's
I only heard the one.
Certain tools make me a better mechanic because I can't do my job without contorting something around. Yeah. I mean, a stupid little extender wrench, like these specialty tools make me more money because they designed something that can get into a spot where my fat sausage fingers will never fit.
Well, and not only that, so you got that specialty tool that now makes this job that you get paid for a 2-hour job, and now you can do it in quicker time. You can now do more jobs, and now you can make more money. Therefore, that is a perfect example of tools making you money.
Well, I want to go back to something that Rich just said with work ethic is in the toilet. Yes. And no.
In certain spots.
On the industry.
And depending on
it's the same as it was back then. Not everybody was a hard worker 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
But in today's day and age, though, those that do have a strong work ethic, I think, have a better ability to be successful later on than their peers.
Yes,
Maybe.
yeah, well, and that goes a long way. But it's like
I'm on fire! I literally just caught on fire.
Your heater?
stop, drop, and roll. Oh shit! He really was on fire. Save me, Tom Cruise.
Holy shit.
Run around.
Oh my god!
I need to take this live
That's
and
a
cut
good
it.
coat.
Put it in my
Turn
notes
on,
next week.
Turn around. Let's see,
CP's on fire.
let's see your back. Make sure you're not like actually still on fire. Oh wow!
Dang it, boy.
How's your back?
Oh, my favorite jacket.
I got to go back and watch this because I didn't notice it until he started yelling he was on fire.
It's not completely ruined yet, boys. We still got some life in it.
Oh my god, this just happened. Oh, fucking
You guys not see the smoke going up behind me?
I didn't notice it until the end.
I was watching the football game. As soon as you started hollering,
That's what I
Cowboys
looked.
got an interception. So
Oh man.
CP,
they're
we're no
firefighting.
flames. You're okay.
I'm like, it's not even that hot.
You're fine.
You'll be all right. Roll.
Yeah, there might be
Stop,
some
roll.
petroleums on that jacket you had there.
You all right, dude?
Dude,
You look
I
a
am
little
shook
warm.
right now.
You look a little
I am
warm,
shook.
bud.
I haven't seen anybody jump up that
Holy
fast in a long time, man. Wow.
Dude, I move fast.
I'm
I
gonna
can
have
move
to be
fast.
back and watch.
Podcast says you can see the smoke about 5 seconds before you started hopping.
Dude, I just about lost everything right there. I was like, what is that
It hurt?
smell? Dude, I'm not
Holy
even joking
crap,
you.
that was funny.
I am literally a good 5 feet from my
Oh,
heater,
damn, yeah.
and it started it on fire that far away.
That's crazy.
Those little rosebud heaters, that's what they're known for.
Huh.
What kind of heater you got? Because that's
It
the rosebud.
had gas on it or something. I mean, it was on the back of my chair. Like,
I
what
should
the
definitely,
frick?
I should definitely cut that out of Junker's video here and put it on my news next week.
Yeah,
CP's
I'm,
on fire.
I'm,
Go check
I'm
his
looking
channel
for
out.
it.
Make it
Oh,
a
you
heater
rolled-
recommendation.
you
Did you
rolled
see the
back.
flames at all? Did
No,
you see
so
the flames at all in the
I'm
video?
watching it. You rolled back to do something, and then you came back to us. I'm watching it right now.
So you've been on fire for a little bit.
Yeah, you're like, it freezes for a second. You go back to, oh yeah, you can see it. You're on, you can see smoke. You're rolling around. You like went back. You smell the smoke, so you went back and looked at your thing, and then all of a sudden you jump up. Yeah, you roll back
I'm on
into it.
fire! I'm on fire!
You look
For a
at
few
it.
seconds, I just thought you had a good point.
Oh no, I
So-
thought he was
No.
doing the Talladega Night Ricky Bobby.
Oh, I was
Ricky
trying to
Bobby.
find a tool. I was trying to find a tool that I was looking for,
Yeah.
but I
So you
smelled the
rolled,
smoke. I'm like,
so you rolled into it, and then you came back, and then the fire's on this side, but you go to look this way, and you're like, huh, that's weird. And then you go back, and then you look this way, and you jump up, but your camera freezes like twice. It's hilarious.
dude, I mean,
Corey
it's
thinks it's
like
epic.
destroyed this thing. I can't believe how many spots this thing is roached in. The
Yeah.
hood,
So I'm
The
saying you might have
arm-
had
Hey, what's it
some,
made
you know,
out of?
might have had some gas or some
not
fuel or-
fire retardant material.
Definitely not.
I can tell you that. Oh man, dude, the worst part is I could have salvaged a lot of it, but here's where the worst part is. She split my britches right here.
Is that a
Oh,
snap-on
no,
ring?
bud.
No, it's not a snap-on. Damn it, man. That was my favorite. Like, I don't like wearing heavy coats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't like pullover hoodies. So I mean this thing's a piece of shit. To be honest with you.
It's a death
Light it on
trap.
fire.
Give me a
Burn it.
sec. I'm going to turn my heater off now.
Dude,
I'm gonna
everyone's
turn mine on.
everyone's
I'm getting
backing up
cold.
the video and watching it right now.
Shit, I don't need a heater down here. It's like 70 degrees here.
degrees
today.
in
Oh, it's
here.
60. It's 61 degrees right now outside. So,
Oh, it did get a little cooler at night. It's 60. Yeah.
Mongrel says it's even better in slow mo.
CP, man, thanks for the laugh. I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, like that would suck if you like got really burned.
Yeah,
but
we like watched an actual.
I got my pinky got burned, but I'm used to
Oh,
it burned.
speaking of watching something terrible, did you see? Have you guys seen the video of this dude that is rolling into the Lowe's with a knife in a like easy go scooter, and the cop unloads a mag into this
Yeah,
dude?
that was a bad cop video. It
Oh
was bad.
man, it is bad. Like
I'm sad right now.
yeah. Oh wow. That's aggressive.
See, it looks like it burned all the little stain points of where you would have gotten the
So,
petroleums on it.
CP, who made that jacket?
Right?
Or one of those coveralls?
Well, this is my old Conway jacket. But I got it for like,
Did you see this
I'd
one?
call them up and be like, hey, you got a great jacket there. I'll send you what it was. If you want it as a demo, can you send me a new one, please?
Right. I sent you this video. It burned up quick.
Yeah.
I already
made
showed
in
mine.
Mexico. Well, there you go, fellas. There's the problem. There's your problem, fella. Made in Mexico.
Mexico and Mexico.
Do not wash machine, cold water, simple colors. Do not bleach. Do not tumble dry.
Do not
Remove
send
Same
it.
thing about
Don't catch on fire. Yeah, don't set it on fire.
There's no
iron, do not
warning on
dry
there.
clean.
There's no warning on there saying that. Now you can sue them.
BF Imageware is the manufacturer. Do not buy
Never
these
heard of
jackets from BF Imageware. Damn it.
When dudes hit that grill with his Camaro, that's pretty epic.
No, we're not going there.
We're not gonna. We don't talk about that. Why you gonna bring up old stuff? So stupid.
Well,
Stupid fast
just
comment
seen
right
it.
here.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if
was
you've
about to say.
seen the video. It's somewhere out there, but Sublime was on a live chat on his phone, and he rear-ended somebody with his GT500.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's what Stupid Fast is talking about right here.
All I was trying to do was find this tool to show about what
I saw
tools made me 300. Bought one of these tools made me $350 in one time. It's just a wrench extender that you can get up and use an impact on. That's all I was looking for. And
Well, I
ended
guess
up
he could buy you a
bringing
new
my
jacket now, huh?
Nah, I got plenty of jackets. I just like that one the best because it's non-zip up and real men of genius.
Yeah, if that's not an intro video, CP, I don't know what is.
Oh, that does need to be the new intro for.
Well, dude,
for
I
CP.
sat here for how long? I've been on here for like over an hour, and my chair and my other heater was turned on low, and I had this one on high, and it just torched my shit.
Yeah, you can see the smoke just for a quick second before you really freak out. It's.
Well, I doubt you get to be on fire for very long before you know it.
I get caught on fire a lot when my hoodie pocket disintegrates after a while, and then I'll be welding or doing something, and I'll have my hood down so I don't see it, and I'll start to feel the heat, and I'll be like, "That's warmer than it should be." Hood up. Yep, I'm on fire. Let me put this out real quick.
I've caught my pants on fire quite a few times from welding, or like cutting with a die grinder.
Yep.
That's a common one for me. I do that shit all the time.
Yep.
Not paying attention. I'm an idiot. Don't do what I do, guys.
PSA for the day.
I never claimed to be the smartest man in the world. Okay.
Oh, Nick. Yeah, you're Fire Marshal CP over there.
Let me show you something here, fellas. Let me show you something. Oh, I love that guy.
Oh, dude,
awesome.
that was a good one. Yeah. I was talking to somebody about him the other day. I didn't realize that when I was a kid, but he had 3 #1 movies that year when he first hit big on the movies.
What are you talking about?
Jim Carrey did?
Jim Carrey. He had,
I know you were the Once Bitten one.
No, so he had Ace Ventura, The Mask, and freaking Dumb and Dumber. All came out.
But Once Bitten, he was in Once Bitten before that.
Yes, I'm just talking about. He had 3 in the same year when he hit big on the movies.
Oh, gotcha. Oh yeah, he was going hot.
And now he's a whack job.
Well,
and who?
Oh yeah, he's a recluse. He paints now.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Have you seen Tom Green?
Yeah.
He's got his own YouTube channel, and he was doing live streams for like hours, and I was like, dude, what in the hell? I didn't realize that he got rid of Drew Barrymore. What is wrong with you?
Yeah. But Tom Green, in my opinion, was a very niche humor at his best. And he shouldn't have lasted as long as he did.
No, that's true.
And I like Tom Green. That's not. I grew up with Tom Green, so I think he's funny. But I can see where other people are like.
Well, Nick, I'm a big fan of The Rock. Nick, I don't know if he's a whack job, but he didn't seem like a whack job.
The Rock.
Nick Cage?
Wayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh yeah, he's not.
Oh, The Rock.
No, he's pretty.
Oh.
Well, Nick says who in Hollywood isn't a whack job. That's the only one I can think of. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't call Dwayne The Rock Johnson a whack job. He's pretty good.
did you see what he just gave away his Ford F-150?
Yeah, sure.
His brand new Ford F-150. Yeah, he just goes to
sure.
the. Yeah,
he does
really
that
did.
every year.
Yeah, he does all kind of stuff.
So
I mean, he's got plenty of
Yeah,
money.
but didn't he just get into it with some TikToker about
The
something
Rock?
that was kind of controversial?
I don't
there
know.
was a
The only
deal on
person I know that he got into it with was Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I gotta say, I know those two went back and
I think he was sponsoring
really?
something that people didn't agree with.
Oh, probably. I like his tequila. Pretty good stuff.
The Rock has tequila.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's on his TikTok all the time drinking it.
Oh yeah.
All the
I
time.
tagged him on Instagram one time when I first got it. And, every time when he first put it out, if you tagged him on Instagram drinking it or whatever, or having a picture of it, he would respond to every message. It probably wasn't him, but.
I didn't go watch his new rap video because I don't think
Oh,
he's
no,
a
it's
rapper.
junk.
But
It's junk. Yeah, no, it's bad. His part isn't bad, but the rest of the people on there are bad.
He can
I can
smell
tell
the
what
Rock.
Rock is cooking. It's only a matter of time, though. Sometimes some people get too big, and Rock seems like the kind of guy that he could slip it. He could let his cheese slide off his cracker too.
I don't know, man. He's been big for a long time.
career.
Ever since he played football to wrestling to
he's never had a low.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. That's but he's never
He's due
been
for it.
like as high as he is right now. As far as like once you get up to that peak, like you ever notice how like Tom Cruise?
I don't know. Back in the 90s, he was a huge
Jim Carrey,
wrestler,
Tom
buddy.
Cruise, Mel Gibson.
Well,
Mel Gibson.
yeah.
Oh, Tom
Yeah,
Cruise.
when they
Jim
all
Carrey.
crest the top of the mountain, and Dwayne's
crazies.
younger than them still. So think about this,
He's not young anymore. He's in his 50s, right?
He's not. No, he's not.
He's not
50.
old, but
Oh,
48.
damn, Rich. Rich was big on fire before he figured it out.
Several super long before I was
If the wind, well, think about it. If the wind's blowing and he's outside, it's going to blow the flames away from you. So you're not going to notice
dude.
until, oof.
Yeah,
Big oof
I remember
there.
I remember the mask is looking better. I remember when I was digrinding and my leg was half burning, and so I ended up it burned a big hole like it did in that arm of my deal before I caught it, and I was trying to put it out. Like it smoldered my pants just like those, because like denim and stuff, when it burns, it starts to make it that crusty edging, and I was like, man, why is my leg's kind of warm? Maybe I should probably change it. I look down, I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, my leg's on fire.
So let me tell you.
I swear to God, if you would have said "Save me, Tom Cruise" in there, I would have lost my shit.
Save me, Tom.
I'm on fire. Can I go back and redo that again?
I'm going to
you
tell you a
guys want
story.
updates from the Cowboys game?
I'm going to tell you a story that's. Don't look badly at me. I was very
Cowboys
drunk.
and Saints.
And I
Very
was dumb.
drunk.
I was inebriated. So I used to smoke.
Yeah, Cowboys
And
won.
I remember getting pretty liquored up and trying to refill my Zippo leaning against a wall. And I wasn't doing a very good job at it. I was pouring it all over myself. And I used to be a cool guy. So I'd lap my Zippo on my pants, like,
Oh, that trick. Yeah.
So I had pretty much dumped half a bottle of lighter fluid on my pants. And then did the whole, and then kind of lit myself up and then smacked it out real fast. And I'm like, oh, man, I was on fire. And then my buddy's standing next to me. He's like, that's pretty controllable, though. I'm like, was it? He goes, just put some in your hand. And we lit our hand on fire. And he's like, put some lighter fluid on your shirt. Start yourself on fire and run through this party. And I'm like, that's a brilliant idea. I think I'm definitely drunk enough to pull that off. Funny thing about starting yourself on fire and running through a house of about 120 people. They knock you down and kind of do a beating you up scenario where they're trying to put you out, and then they start pouring alcohol on you, and then you end up with second-degree burns on your chest.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, God.
So not my proudest moment, but lesson learned.
God, I wish there was some video of this.
Yeah.
Whew. So yeah, Rich said he was in the bucket when it happened. So by the time they got him down,
Get out of the bucket.
No, brother, that's rough.
That's the worst part. Is like when there's a fire and you're kind of cornered. I mean,
You're stuck.
Well, I guess fire.
Oh.
Nothing smells worse than
Come
burning.
on, Stephen Fast. That was a long time ago, buddy. That wasn't his fault. That was the movie's fault.
That was terrible, though. That was the worst.
It was
That was
very
some
bad.
bad CGI.
Oh man, there's a company.
It wasn't his fault.
There's a CGI company that does a reaction video to that. And they just tear
Wait
it
a second.
apart. It's hilarious.
That wasn't even near as bad as that one movie with him and Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, come on
Marky
now.
Mark?
That was a
What?
real story.
What movie?
Oh, it was the one where they're
The one-
weightlifters.
Yeah.
Oh, No Pain, No
I
Gain.
didn't
Yeah,
watch-
that
I didn't watch
was
that.
actually based.
You are not a Dwayne fan if you did not watch that, Cletus.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
Marky
watched
Mark
every
fan,
movie,
so.
but that one I started watching it, but it was so bad I turned it off. It was.
It was
it was
bad, but it
bad.
was a true story. You can't
It had to be
expect
bad.
a
Yeah.
true story to be good.
Yeah.
That is a forgotten jewel, though. Like nobody
That's
will
not
remember
true.
that
Have you
movie.
seen Old
ever.
Yeller?
Old Yeller.
Yeah, I've watched that movie.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's
Great
seen
movie.
Old Yeller, man.
I haven't seen it.
Where the red fern grows, Old Yeller. Hell yeah, dude. Classics.
I read the book.
Mice of Men.
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark.
See,
Yep, yep.
I'm a Marky
watched,
Mark fanatic. I've watched every movie he's ever put.
I watched
Really?
freaking Boogie Nights the other day, and I didn't know this. I didn't know this until I was watching some of that Wahlburger show they did, that he took his mom to the opening of Boogie Nights.
Like, check me out.
Is that
Mom.
the one where he's a porn star?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
and
right.
it's,
Yeah, whatever.
and
Yeah,
there
porn
are some cringy parts in that movie, and then to have your mom sitting there next to you, just like,
Yeah, that-
oh God, poor Alma. I could just imagine her just like, oh my God.
Well, you know the thing about idolizing actors, I don't do that. Like I don't respect any of them because they're not real people
No, they're
in
not.
all that
Yeah,
aspects.
Once you
Maybe
get that,
maybe
that
Dwayne
big or
is
whatever,
a good person, but he's using his money. But his money, what he does is also earning him publicity. And
Yeah,
for
for
I've
sure.
got a lot
Of
more
course.
people that I look up to in my life that I've seen do a lot better shit than that guy and not take a bit of credit for. And that's the one thing that I don't like
It's
about.
like, well, certain actors are that way. Like, what's that? Bashimi was the dude who went back and
Steve
worked-
Buscemi.
Yeah, he went back and worked for 9/11. He went back to his old firehouse because he used to be a fireman before all that shit, and worked in the ladder. Didn't tell anyone. No one
Yeah.
found out about it until somebody was like, "This is awesome," and basically narked
He
him
didn't
out.
do it for. Yeah, he didn't do it as a stunt.
The
Yeah,
guy still
like-
donates a metric shit ton of money to
Oh, he does. Yeah.
the department,
Chris Kyle
charities,
was-
everything. It's yeah.
Chris
who-
Kyle was trying to do something to help out veterans. And I looked up to that guy. I mean, he lost his life basically trying to
He wasn't really
save somebody else's life.
he wasn't really
He
a
wasn't
celebrity.
a celebrity though. He became
I
more
mean,
of a
that's what
celebrity
I mean,
after
though.
he died.
That's what I
than
mean.
Yeah, he
did.
wasn't
That's
trying
why I look up to guys like that
Oh,
because
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like
He
that's
wasn't
why
using
I
his
like
good deeds
people.
to build his celebrity. He was just doing good
Yeah,
deeds.
yeah, exactly. People. That's why I
Do I?
like YouTube. That's why I love YouTube because
Nah,
I
I
actually
don't think
look
I'd go
up to
with my
people on
cars.
YouTube that are doing stuff because they're real people building a real life. And it's not fake. There's nothing. There's not as near as fake as what Hollywood is. These
Well, and-
guys made money off of pictures.
And that's
Oh,
the
hello.
problem with Hollywood, CP, is you can't
The
trust-
green's going to the green screen though.
Well,
The stuff that looks clear, that's green.
Is she
Huh.
telling you to
Oh, no
wash
kidding.
up, Cletus?
No, she's just showing off.
Does that say wish or wash?
I think it says wish. Hopefully not wash. Wish, yeah.
Or it could have been Wash.
It's the permanent issue, CP, with once you become famous enough and you become a public star, a public figure, anything you do is going to get preceded
It's on the
as,
spotlight,
well,
yeah.
he must be doing it just to get more clout.
Yep.
But
Because
Very
everything you do is in
hard
the spotlight.
to get away from that, even if you wanted to.
But the thing is like, so people like Clint Eastwood. Like I like Clint Eastwood was always kind of an idol of mine too, growing up. And the thing about
He
it
done
is
went
that guy
cuckoo, too.
was an actor, but he wasn't never really. I mean, he was famous for acting. But he did a lot of stuff behind the scenes and outside of his acting career.
Yeah,
and
but
then
you're
you got
talking.
the new
You're talking
generation
about.
of actors where they got clout and fame from being an actor, and they've never really done anything. Like, I mean, they were great in a Marvel movie.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo!
Well, a perfect example,
know?
we'll go even farther the other way. You know, people that idolize Paris Hilton and Khloe Kardashian, these
Oh,
people are
dude.
worthless human beings. They shouldn't
Right.
exist in the
That's
public
why I'm
space.
such a huge Steve McQueen fan. Like
Oh,
Steve
yeah.
McQueen, yeah, he was an actor, but this is the guy who would
Ooh,
go out
I
and
agree.
compete on the dirt bikes on the desert sleds under a
Yes.
different name. He loved competing and racing and riding, and just
Old
happened
school
to
actors.
acting.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
But
you're also
Yeah.
talking about in a time frame in an era where you could hide from the fame. You could get away. You weren't in a
But
21st.
Not everybody had a camera in
Yeah,
their pocket.
you
the guy
exactly.
had enough respect amongst the racing community, everybody knew it was him, and everybody knew that he was filming something. And if the agency found out, they'd pull him out because of insurance purposes. Every rider and every team kept their mouth shut for the guys.
Yeah, but that would never happen now
and
because everyone's going to post.
The movie industry was truly an industry too, where now if you get blacklisted, you're blacklisted. You don't have any more work. Period. So you have to watch what you do and don't do because, like Kevin Spacey, look at that guy now.
Well, but that's good.
It's just a different age though now. Like people are like I mean, like people like The Rock are making so much money off of social media appearances and whatnot like that. And they do things for clout. They do things. They're showing videos of charity work and shit like that. You know, making video shows about.
Well, to be fair about God, he's on video almost 24 hours a day because from the time he wakes up to the time he's does a lot of work, but
Stupid Fast makes a point here.
On video, everything he does on video.
You could never make like an old Mel Brooks movie or like Airplane or what is it, The Naked Gun or any of those movies could never get made again.
Come on, let's go to Newark.
Well, so that's
the new South Park special. Like the independent film is now really starting to come up, which is great because you've got so many people like the sci-fi stuff. If you can't make it onto a channel, onto a network and get sponsored, back in the day you were done, right? So now you go on YouTube, you go on a whole bunch of different channels and places like that.
Yeah,
and you can
there's different ways you can do it without them. Yeah, same thing with the music industry, right?
And it's the independent stuff that isn't tainted by those huge dollar signs where people
big
are
corporations
really passionate about it.
So have you guys seen the new South Park?
No,
I have not. I want it.
You should watch it. There's obviously going to be a second part to it, but in the first part,
I watched the new COVID.
They go into
COVID?
I haven't watched the second one special. So they're in the future. I'm not going to ruin all of it for you.
Yeah,
but
I've watched all the
comedy in the future. You know, they're making fun of it about people being the cancel culture and all that. That it's so bad in the future that the jokes are like, one of the jokes was like, I had this. Was it a Russian? I don't remember. He had some kind of barber. They did a good job. It's like they couldn't make fun of anybody. Couldn't do. It's just, it's pretty good. You have to watch it.
I definitely will because I like the last one they did.
Yep.
What was the last one that they did with
the first half of the
just COVID one? Yeah, now it's post-COVID.
Yeah, the COVID one. Yeah,
I watched the snippet where they're like, "You're all quarantined because one of you has not been vaccinated." Well, just tell us who it is. We'll vaccinate him. No, we can't. We can't tell you that. We're not alled.
Then they go, they're in the future, and it's like 40 years later, and they're like, COVID's finally over.
Yeah. Cartman's all grown up.
It's pretty good.
Man, going back to what you were saying, though, it's also amazing to see what happens when people have that little bit of fame and they lose it. And when the ship starts sinking, all the things they do to try and hold on to it. So
Nicolas Cage.
True colors come out.
Oh,
Nicolas Cage was one of the biggest actors in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then when he lost all his money to that guy
he did anything and everything to make money.
Yeah, now even now he's still doing movies just to make money. He don't care
what movie it is, he'll do it. He did a movie with a pig. It was great.
That was not a great movie. That was not great.
Everything. Johnny Depp had to loan him a bunch of money in a house.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he put all of his money with one guy.
It was his
and that guy Bernie Madoffed him.
Yeah, and he also did a lot of weird things like buying really weird shit out of New Orleans, like head doctor type shit.
4 homes. Like big.
I honestly don't keep up on any celebrity. I don't athletes as soon as they leave college football, which college football is getting wrecked now too. I'm not a huge professional sports player because
how
baseball.
Iowa going to beat Is Iowa and Michigan they play yet?
This weekend.
This weekend, who's going to win?
Iowa's for sure.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, go Hawks, bud. We got
It'll be a good game. I'll tell you that.
We got a 36% chance to win. That means Iowa is definitely going to have a better chance to win than ever because we have won more underdog games than ever.
I'm not a fan of either team. I'm not a fan of either team. We're
going into a matchup where we literally are coming out. We don't have to mess around with stuff. Like, dude, I just like college football. I like college football. But it's getting tainted now. I mean, it's not as good as it used to be because you can do transfers now and they can take on sponsorships and the colleges are getting sponsored by Nike and getting uniforms. And I mean, It's a joke. Like
Well,
it's
Nike's owned the University of Oregon for freaking 40 years.
God.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, their uniforms are dynamite. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because Phil Knight literally started Nike in a freaking apartment in Eugene, Oregon. That's where it started.
Yeah.
Going to that college. You know what I mean? So
With a
your
lot
best
line.
athletic gear and aftermarket shit was made for athletes.
Yeah, have you watched a movie with what is it? Prefontaine?
Yep. Steve
Yeah, dude, that was a good movie.
Prefontaine. So it's I'm from Oregon. It's required literature.
Are you?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great movie. I love that movie, but yeah, it's like not the same. Nike's shit now. Compared, like I'd be embarrassed to have that.
I remember.
As a company.
So when I was a senior in high school, they were building an extension to the stadium there at Autzen Field in the University of Oregon.
What's up, Roberts?
And Nike is just doing this number, throwing money at it. Old Uncle what's his name is just throwing money at it.
Money bucket.
All the fucking kids and the students decided to do a big rally and protest of Phil Knight because of all of the little kids making their Nikes overseas. So Phil said, oh, you don't like Uncle Phil's money? And pulled all the money out of the stadium upgrade. And so half the upper deck of the stadium for 4 years was just, or however many years, I don't remember exactly, was just left undone because Phil was like, fuck you, and took the money and left.
You didn't need those seats anyway.
Yeah, no, apparently if you don't like where I make my shoes, then you don't like my money that makes your shit nice too. Get wrecked.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not about to pay, $150 for some shoes made in China.
Well, think about though, if they were American made.
I take that back.
They would probably be $150.
I paid $90 for my flip flops.
They wouldn't get as much money.
Here's the thing is, I gotta say, the Jordan phase, the '85 Jordans, I had a pair of those, and those things were shit. And the people that are paying $2,000 for those are idiots.
Yeah.
There is a trend that has been created over the repurposing and refurbishing of old shoes as collector items when they're shoes. Okay? They're meant to be used and thrown away.
If you want my used shoes, I will literally sell them to you for a lot less than that.
What's up, Robert?
And I'll bet they're in better condition. I watched a Netflix show over the Thanksgiving called Swap Shop. Have you guys ever heard about this deal in Tennessee? No. So they still do an old school radio show. You have to check it out on Netflix.
They still do the radio show around here too, where they sell stuff.
They do a deal where they get on there and people go buy it. But the guy that was named Scott that was in Count's Customs is originally from Greenville, Tennessee. And I'm guessing that's why the show has even existed, because his brother owns a car place in Tennessee, and they must have got something going with it. And they've got a series now, which they only put out 6 shows, and I probably won't go anywhere. I think it's great, but it's a bunch of pawn shops and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Each other. I thought it was pretty good. But there was one episode where they did with these Nike shoes, were the '85 Jordans, and I was like, dude, I had a pair of those. And I still don't understand why people think they're so awesome.
Hey, I had a pair of the '96 Jordans. Of course, it wasn't '96 when I bought them. A couple years ago, but they were pretty good.
All the old swap shop. I remember being a kid and going with my dad and just listening to the radio, driving around town so we'd be somewhere close. And then all of a sudden it'd come on, they'd give their address and just go over there and buy a car, buy a tool, buy something. And
was it radio?
It was... Nah, they just call it swap shop. I don't even know what it was on. It was just on the radio.
Well, here in Iowa, it's called Radio Tradio. That's what we had here. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm wondering if they were talking about.
But I remember that all just going right the hell away the second eBay came along.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was no
so
need
big
for it.
there in Tennessee, apparently. It's huge there.
The Tennessee guys. Is that series where they like to haggle? What do they call it? A barter or whatever.
Damn, I cannot keep a shoe on my foot that long. Are you kidding me? Dude, if I got a shoe that lasts more than 3 years, that's an incredible shoe.
I usually just wear boots, but I do have some shoes.
You know me, I'm rocking the flippies.
I don't know what
you're doing. The last pair of Nikes that I bought that actually held together were they were leather and they were brown.
Shoes don't last so long for me either. I'm wearing but tennis shoes.
I was going to say,
6 months.
I fucked up some shoes.
If I get 6 months out of a pair of shoes, I'm doing good.
Oh,
yeah, it's a weight. Yeah. They're junk now.
Yeah,
For
I would wear the
absolute crap.
soles
So
off the pair of shoes in 6
so
months.
I bought a pair of like $90 Nike flip flops, and here's why: it comes with the like nice air sole that I don't crush within a certain amount of time because of my size. And I've been rocking them, and they're still good shoes.
Get you a good pair of boots. You ain't gotta worry about it.
I'm wearing
I hate wearing.
Guess you can't run in boots
DeWalt
and stuff, right?
boots.
Well, I guess you don't run anyway.
Yeah, I don't run. Ever since that's funny. I saw the doctor today. She's like looking at my
Still
ankle, and
some
I'm
of
like,
those.
yeah, I haven't ran since 2012.
Me either.
I did that 10 minutes ago.
I ride the bike, man.
I still got they're like 22 years old. They're the original issued military boots.
Oh, I still got
Part
those,
three.
too.
Oh,
They've been hold on though, but they've been resold twice, and I had custom insoles put in. And once they're broken in, I cut down the top 2 inches, and the laces only go up to the top of the ankle. Most comfortable pair of boots I've ever owned in my life.
I was gonna say.
Oh, they're like slippers.
See, they
They're
issued
like
us the regular military boots when we first joined, but then the second you got your first duty station, we had to wear lineman boots. So we never used those damn boots again. So I still have my original issued boots.
You know, I wore those to the shoes fell. Well, I mean, till the shoes fell off them. I mean, shit. I've gone through so many fucking pairs of boots. The problem is that I wear size 14, so they have to kill like 6 cows to fucking make shoes.
Yours are a lot more expensive unless you find them on sale somewhere because they can't sell.
Oh yeah, so I love going to like weird exchanges on like Bahrain. I got a pair of the Nike Air Jordans. I don't know which ones they were for $10, size 14 at the fucking Next in Bahrain because
once they order them in, it's not like anybody else is buying them.
Exactly, it's a weird size. They had all kinds of weird shit there, but I was like, I didn't particularly like them, but they were a good high top pair of shoes for $10. I was like,
size 14. How do you not get those stuck in the firewall?
Yo, seriously.
Like,
yeah.
I
can name like 5 vehicles I know you can't even drive.
Bro.
Yeah, how do you get your foot out of the car, like when you go to leave it, and not get stuck in between the seat and the pillar?
My iPhone and this fucking monster,
Here, we're gonna do it.
You guys,
look, double compare phone.
Yeah,
this is a 12.
You guys wear the same size shoe.
I wear 12 as well, but I couldn't imagine 14. Fuck that.
Yeah, listen,
my brother-in-law wears 14, so I get it.
Yeah, it makes finding shoes. I have to order my shoes because no one ever has them. Like I can't just go to the store and pick up a pair of shoes.
Well, see, that's what my brother-in-law says. So he wears Nikes.
Doesn't he wear like a size 17? I mean,
no, it's 20. It's 20 something.
Yeah, my dad wears size 21, but
damn,
he's only 6'6" too. My grandpa was 7'2".
I don't
his
believe
shoe wasn't
anything.
that big.
I don't believe anything Cletus says anymore. So
what?
Listen, how many times have you got me with that? My uncle, my cousin,
this is a true story. That's not me joking. Why would I
real talk?
Dude,
you gotta be like this. Real talk.
Yeah,
real talk.
So real wears a size 21.
Yeah,
I'm with Corey. What the fuck?
He even operate with a shoe like that.
But,
I mean,
I don't know. But he always wears whatever he could find on sale. Like
I get my boots.
Don't matter if it's women's shoes, which
12
inches.
inches.
But don't matter what it is, he'll wear it.
So yeah,
flip-flops,
it's big shoes, big socks. Yeah.
You know what they say about a guy with big feet, right? Big socks.
Big shoes, big socks. But what I was saying was, so he was 6'6". My grandpa was 7'2", and he had like a size 14 foot. So
yeah, 20 is huge.
Yeah,
but my grandpa was 6'5" and only had a size 11.
Yeah, I got a buddy who's 6'5" that only wears size 11. I wear bigger shoes.
My grandma would say always she knew I was going to be big when I came out because I had big old fucking feet compared to like the rest of me. Like,
and I wear a size 12, but I could probably wear a size 11 if my feet weren't so fat.
Well, so I could wear a size 11 depending on the brand.
Yeah. So I had an issue with, so I was always a size 13. I gave my mother a bunch of shit for this. And that's because you couldn't find size 14s anywhere. And then after being in the Navy for a couple of years, and I was always used to having these calluses on my 2 little toes next to my big toe. Oh, yeah, no, that's a different thing. And so one day I'm at the exchange and a pair of shoes that I wanted, they didn't have it in 13, but they had a 14. I was like, why not? I'll grab a pair of 14s. And I was wearing those and rocking those for a while, and all the calluses on my toes went away. And I was like, holy shit, when I have right side shoes, I don't have this problem. Weird.
See, I wear a double E.
Jesus.
So my feet are really wide. I have a very
Me
good.
too.
So
Yeah.
like that's
So
always the hardest part for me is like I'll find boots, but they're never wide enough.
I'm a double E guy
Yeah, you have
too.
to order them.
Big fat foot.
Well, Wasted, now we know why your ankle's fucked up. Fucking
Oh, no.
14 shoe.
No, my ankle's fucked up because I stepped on a tow bar coming off of a tow behind stand for the aircraft,
Yeah.
carrying a C-130 window, and rolled my ankle off of it.
See, I
Well,
got I got
hey,
Gumby
Bubba, my
ankles.
son wears size 12 too.
So
He's the same height as me too.
I got the Gumby ankles. So
Yeah, mine didn't.
I
come
can
back
walk
from
on
that.
the side of my ankle.
Oof. Oh, my ankle hurts just hearing that.
Oh, people watch me do it all the time. Like I'll stumble and roll my ankle aside. And they're like, "Oh my god!" I'm like,
Magnum
"It's fine.
shoes.
That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not an ice skater. I can tell you
Don't
that.
worry about it. Don't worry about it."
I never
All
could
right.
ice skate or rollerblade.
All right, boys. Well, it's not too late.
Yeah.
We've been going for over 3 hours on Old Junkers here, and the numbers are starting to climb down.
Yep, I'm good with that now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not gonna call it all
I'm
night.
definitely in trouble, so we're good here.
Oh yeah. He's been out like every night, so he
Oh.
should probably get in there.
I wanted to say, everybody that's on here, well, y'all three anyway. CP didn't do one yet, but I appreciate you guys doing a news report thing for me. They all came out great. It's awesome. If you guys want to do any more, I'm doing it every week. So,
Yeah, for sure.
CP, you want to do a news review?
What's
You want
that?
to do a tool review or tool news on my thing?
Well, I mean, whatever you want. If you want me to do one, I'll do one for you. I'm not too.
Well, you see,
not-
that, I
I'm
don't
not-
know if you've
I'm
seen
not-
them, but
Yeah, I did. I watched both of them. I
I
commented
thought
on
you
both of yours.
did. Yeah,
Hell, I
I thought you
commented 3 times on one.
yeah. Well, you see how it's kind of laid out. So if you want to
I
short
watch all your shit. It's right when
do
it
a
comes
short
out.
video, even if it's funny, and you want to just be like, this Harbor
Yeah, I
Freight
mean-
tool is junk, or something. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
A review on clothing in the garage.
So listen,
Clothing on fire in the garage.
Piston.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
just saying,
maybe we could do
you
a
got to
little.
put a tie. You got to
thing
put a
my
tie
fire
on next
situation.
time because you were a little underdressed last time.
Yeah, I definitely felt underdressed.
I'm
Well,
definitely
I
not
don't
going
know.
to be
Bobby
doing a
wasn't
suit
wearing
and
a
tie,
tie.
though. There will never be any point where I do
Oh, yeah,
that. But I
Bubba.
do like the news thing.
Nah,
Dude,
you're
I
not
got to
doing
commend
it.
you on that. I mean, that is really a good deal. I mean, it really is.
I think it's going to get better every week. This week was a little bit better than last week. Next week's going to be even better.
Well,
I
I
think
dig-
I could do
But
better.
I
as
think the
well.
Have you seen
correspondence
Belts
to
and Boxes?
having different people.
Have you
What
seen
is-
Belts and Boxes?
No.
They do tool news, and they do it just like what only they do a little captions like a news channel. But then there's also automotive. There's a couple of channels that do automotive update news, like
Yeah.
on like GM. Well, I mean, like Scotty Kilmer does his dumb version of it, which I think is garbage.
Oh.
But there's an
Yeah,
actual
I
couple
know Scotty
channels that do like GM news. And they do really well with it. It's not what their channel is about, but their views on those videos are actually really high because it's people like the news. I guess I don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe. Whole nother category.
But, well, dude, but you're not giving bad. You're giving YouTuber automotive news, which is kind of like what Belts and Boxes does. Belts and Boxes does it on every channel. So they talk about,
Hellos.
this Torque Test channel did this, or Joe the Tool Guy did this, or
Yeah, I've done some
blah,
on the
blah, blah.
channels. I want to add that in a little more where I'm updating not only automotive news, but also YouTube automotive news. That's
Yeah,
another
it's
goal.
a
But I
really
want to
cool
write some
idea.
more
I mean,
jokes too, because I don't want it to be, too just news.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get too far away from the weekend update feel.
Right.
of it.
Right.
And that's why for like mine, I threw that one in there because I'm like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? So I just threw that one in there for the whole, making
that was
money
great.
deal. Yeah,
That was great.
I was talking to dudes because we were talking about how we make those, and he said he had to like try to script it and stuff. I was like, dude, I just turned the camera on. Like all of mine were edited when I sent it to you because I had to trim it down to because I just let it go.
Yeah. Well, I scripted mine a little bit. I'm going to try to do a little less. Well, I'm not going to say a little less script, but a little less of reading straight off of it. I want to try to, look
yeah,
at
because you
the
can
camera.
always tell
Just
you're
be
reading something.
Yeah.
So,
It's even in your
I-
cadence of your voice. It's everything.
I
so
dig it.
that'll
Anyway,
get better the more I do it. Piston did a great job. He was like a regular reporter out there.
Yeah, I know, dude. Like, seriously, did you read it off a thing, or did you just memorize it and go with it?
No, I just picked 4 points. I knew a couple of them because I was reading up on them. So I just needed like hard numbers and dates, and I just wanted to make sure that I had the month right there. But yeah,
That's the way to do it.
Make it natural.
Talk about what you know, right? And
it's exactly.
You just got to have fun with it. That's it.
I agree.
Well,
don't quote
I'm
me.
not a huge channel or anything. Hopefully, you guys will get some views and
don't quote
subscribers
me
coming off of it.
On any of the stuff off the sick week, because I think I got those dates a little messed up. And then apparently our man on the scene, freaking Hot Rod Dave, isn't actually going to video it because they want to charge you to video those to YouTube that event. Yeah. Because somebody is already lined up to live stream
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
so you're
That's
essentially
messed
breaking their agreement.
No, yeah, but
What's
I think that's bull. So sick week. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
heard about sick week. It's
So I
an-
guess I'll leave that out this next week.
Well, you can
'cause
put
he's
it
not
in.
going to be there, and you're not. The dates probably ain't right. So,
Well, the dates are pretty close. The track. I think I don't know. I muffed it a little bit. But fuck them. They're
I mean,
coming
it's up
for.
to you.
I don't care
So
if you keep it in
you
I
there.
can just leave that
record-
part out and go with the other part. It doesn't matter.
You're not
You
supposed
can't
to.
record at a drag race.
Or at this, it's like a
Sick
Rocky
week.
Mountain.
It's
You
like-
can
it's
record,
an old
you
ass
just
people
can't put
event
it on
anyway, I guess so.
YouTube because
You can't-
essentially they're going
you're
to
not
call
so-
copyright on it because they're filming the same thing.
Yeah,
It's about
How come
it's
it's
a live
copyright a
stream.
live event that you pay to
it's
go
an old
to?
people event.
that's what I'm
anyway.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't
Good luck with that one.
understand.
Take
The
me to
rules make
court.
no sense.
I'll be right there.
Yeah. Because I get it's illegal for me to videotape and live stream somebody else's stream. Like
Yes.
Sure.
the pay-per-view event. But if I am at that event, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Well,
Even now
first
you
of
can
all,
do
that's the
shorts.
First
Even now you can do
Amendment.
like clips.
When you
of
paid
it.
for the
You know.
tickets, was there anything there? You
Yeah.
had to sign an agreement to or anything that says you will not do this?
I bet they're not making anyone
Then
sign
they
an
can
agreement.
pound salt because that's
Yeah.
Nah, man.
And-
But
and they can
apparently
put
they
no
are
video
selling
recording.
the right for you to be able to do that from what Dudes was
But
saying.
it's not their
But-
stuff. How they
Well, it's kind of the same
to it.
idea.
But
Like
here's the
you're not
thing.
supposed to publish anything that you film at an NFL event.
Right. Correctly. I mean, correct. Exactly. Because they could come back and say, hey, you don't own this content.
Yeah, they'll
But
screw you. on
If
that
you're, you know, I don't know,
So
I guess
you're
if you sit
telling
there and
me
stream the whole
that
event,
if I go to a football game and live stream from the fucking seat that I paid for, that's frowned upon.
you can't live stream the whole event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you can live stream a little bit of it. You can live
I'm
stream
saying
the
if
crowd
you
all
live
day.
streamed it and you made any monetary
So-
value off of it, they'd be coming to take it from you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
But
tell you a
if you did
scenario.
like of the
So,
crowd and you did like a couple seconds of the game or something like that, they can't get you on that.
so
Because they
Chris
don't own the
Rock,
crowd.
was it Chris or Tuck or
Bubba.
what's his name that was just coming into doing touring? Not Chris Rock. What's the other guy? The other funny guy. What's the
Chappelle?
Yeah, Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was just here in Des Moines. So listen what they did. So they handed out magnetic electronic bags
Yep.
and make you put your phone in it, and
When
you
I
can
went to
see
his-
your
when I
phone
went to his
through
thing,
the
the same
bag. Oh, they do it? Yeah. So I heard that they're doing that in the NFL now, though.
Oh.
Damn.
So
That'd
This
be
is why I
crazy.
don't go to
Yeah,
public events.
this is the new thing. So like the Dave Chappelle show, they handed out. They give you. You can keep your phone, but it's in
Yeah.
a magnetic bag, and you can see through it. But obviously, you can't record because it's
Yeah.
not clear enough to record. But you can see your phone. You can text through it and everything like that. But
Yeah,
you're not
and
going
then
to be
they
able to
unlock
record
it on your way out. Or I just left mine in the car when I went. But
Yes. So this is how they're going to get by with it. Because legally, I don't think nothing you can do because it's the First Amendment. This is the right to free press, and that's
Right.
exactly why you couldn't be able to sue anybody
yeah,
or actually
I
get
guess
away with it.
Yeah, so you just got to stop them from
Well,
being able to
I
do
think
it.
it
in the
comes
beginning
down to
and-
you can record whatever you want. That's covered under the First
Right.
Amendment. But then when you start taking that video of a public figure that essentially gets paid for their likeness or whatever else, and you start making a monetary value off it, it's not that it's illegal. It's just that that's where lawsuits come into play.
Right. Well, technically, though, it's still your video. Like you shot
Yeah,
it. So
I
you would have,
shot.
you have a little bit of ground there, but
And they
you
have
are
had some
in
copyright.
public.
There has been some copyright back and forths about that because Ellen, she had a picture that she essentially handed somebody her phone and said, "Take a picture of us." And they took a picture of her, and that guy came back and was like, "You've made a shit ton of money off this picture, and I took it. That's my property." So they actually had to pass a rule that says if you took it, it's your property. It doesn't matter that it's the other person's phone or they asked you
wow.
to take the picture. That doesn't
Exactly.
mean shit.
That's like, so it's like my picture that I'm going to give you of that chick, Savannah Steele, and my car. I took that picture. I own that picture.
Correct.
She is a public figure at a public event
Right.
in there, but I own the photo. So she doesn't get any money off that.
Correct.
And up here in Canada, it's a little bit messed up with social media because a lot of the stuff that we do, so terms of service are for YouTube. So now there's a youtube.ca. Well, the Canadian version of YouTube. Facebook is still a little bit archaic with this because in Canada, under copyright protection, anything that you put up, be it music, image, stuff like that, it is yours. Once it makes anything online, it is protected by Canadian copyright laws. Oh. And a lot of people get blown away by that when, it was an image and nobody had said anything that it was copyrighted. Well, it's already protected. There was this misunderstanding. You needed to file something and register for copyright protection. You don't in Canada, right? But if I'm streaming with you guys, for example, whoever's owning the stream, I fall under what you guys do, your rules. That's how it works, right?
Whatever the rule
now,
of who
in the US too, it goes state by state. If you film something publicly, say from a sidewalk or something that's public, so long as you are not hiding that device, so secret recordings and stuff like that, some states you can film yourself with something going on in the background. Others it's completely open. Where you can film anything.
Well, some states only one person part of the conversation has to be aware that it's being recorded, and
that's
you can
right.
be like, that was
with
me.
that, it can even be you that's recording it, and it's covered by that, right?
Yeah, and the other one's a two-party, so that makes sense because when they say two-party, it's like they have to be seeing that you're recording it.
Yeah,
that's right. So if you're at a public event that's being played out as a public event.
And that's why I'll see these cop guys, these guys that follow the cops around and bitch them out all the time. They'll wear like a big chest cam to be like, nope, I'm recording you, because then they can't. Yeah.
Yep.
I hate those fuckers.
All right, well, we were going to end this, and then we did what we always do. Go down a tangent real quick. It always happens.
Did I say that right? Pissed and twisted. Sorry.
Piston.
Pissed and twisted, man.
And twisted.
Pissed and twisted.
Yeah, not like piston, not like a piston. It's
so not
got
like
pistons in the background.
I was gonna say not like the freaking twisted pistons that are literally in the background of them.
I mean, dude, that thing is like, look at that thing. That thing is. How long ago did you do that? Is this new?
It's a
I don't remember
screen.
seeing that before.
No, that's been up. This part here, the main helmet face logo, that was up about 2017, 2018. We put it up on the wall, and then just earlier this year when I got back home, we put up the piston twisted garage part of that. So that's, it was kind of fun. Like we were talking about it before. So you've got, it is piston, like the car pistons, and twisted, but it's also a play on it. Like it sounds like you're saying you're pissed and twisted.
Yeah.
Right.
It's,
Yeah,
Some of that Canadian humor.
Anyway, my joke was the sorry. I bet that's my Canadian slang there. Sorry.
Your apology's been accepted.
I would say sorry.
Call me fuckface or something like that. Even that's fine. That's okay.
No, but I thought you were supposed to say sorry after he said sorry.
Sorry.
No. Down here we say sorry. Up there they say sorry.
Oh, sorry, bud.
Sorry.
Hey, sorry, bud.
No, dude.
Sorry, bud.
Sorry.
Oh no, sorry.
I'm a little angry right now, fella.
Sorry.
All right, guys. Well, everyone, I really appreciate you coming on. I know Junkers does too. I think he's taking a nap right now, but we had a good chunk of people in here. I think we got him some good hours, and so that's pretty damn awesome.
It was
Hope
fun.
he
It was a lot of fun.
looks it up, and maybe one day we'll do this with him actually here. And
Hey, if you guys ever want to go live on my channel and just run it while I'm not there, let me know.
Right? I'll tell you what. We're gonna have to change some of the super chat rules on that one.
Whoa, what do you mean?
Yeah,
YouTube's already taking enough of that.
Yeah, exactly. We're about to hit it harder, but
Yeah.
What is so tomorrow night's CP?
Yep.
Well, it's Friday already.
I will. So I'm not gonna lie. Sorry about that. I totally forgot that I had juice to get in and be like a thing on that. I was over.
You can jump in.
I can. We set it up. I totally forgot about that until apparently you were in it. You were like, "Why are you not doing this?" Or you were like, "I need help," and I was somewhere else. And I was like, "I totally forgot about it." I came back.
Dang,
and was
Weston,
like,
you're
"Oh,
busy. You're helping everybody stream.
I was like doing something else, and then it was like a day later. Dudes is like, "Yeah, CP was looking for you to come in there, but you weren't there." I was like, "Oh fuck! I totally forgot I was able to even do that."
I'm gonna have to pass your revoke your privileges and give it to another person.
Right?
Yeah, if somebody more worthy of it,
or you could pay CP and give it to other people.
Well, so more. yeah, I was gonna say, A, you get what you pay for, and B, sorry.
Sorry. I don't give a shit. I don't ever care about it. I didn't want to be on live stream last Friday, to be honest with you.
I can tell.
I get that way sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to be on YouTube last week. I literally just wanted to be away from YouTube for a couple of days because I get tired of. I can't and people. I had like 5 people that messaged me. You avoided me on the live stream. You didn't talk to me. Like, what in the hell? Are you a grown man? Yeah, no. I mean, it's like one guy that's been a subscriber for all the time since I've been here. Literally messaged me and said, "I'm tired of you snubbing me every time I'm on the live stream." I was like,
"You snub me too, CP."
Wow. Instead of texting, like I knew you were off and weren't feeling it. You could tell. So instead of texting and being like, "Hey, you feeling all right?" But we had talked, so I knew you were all right. But they're gonna go with, "Oh, you snubbed me." I mean, get the fuck out of here.
Dude, I got a lot of shit on my mind right now. Like I'm trying to do a lot of things, and it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and now people want me to bait. Dude, I had a guy the other night when I was just on chatting on the live stream, just bullshitting out of nowhere. Comes up, "Hey, what's your problem with me? You haven't said anything to me in like 3 weeks." What? I was like, "Is this really?" I'm like, did I start
CP,
dating
you didn't send me
people?
a message today. Do you not like me anymore?
All right, everybody. You guys all have a good one. We'll see you on the next one.
All right.